One DP Columbus. This is Sportsvisions 92.1. You're listening to the Sportsvisions Morning Show, brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Good Wednesday morning and welcome everybody to another edition of the Sportsvisions Morning Show. I am Walter and Betty Jones's baby boy, Daryl DJ Jones. We call him the Swiss Army knife. And of course, he is Richard Holdred. Good morning.
Good morning, DJ. Glad to be here on this National Signing Day.
Yes, it is indeed. Boy, I tell you what, when the NFL draft comes around now in April, that we always say this is the day that lives will be changed. Well, on National Signing Day, this is a day that lives will be changed. High school prospects, those kids that have really, really worked hard and earned the right to go to the next level, they'll have an opportunity to make a statement and let us know that where they'll be going, where they'll want to extend their careers. And I'll tell you what, one thing about this day is not as popular as the February signing date because, again, it is the early signing period right now. But most of the kids that, want to just go ahead and get it out the way. And if you know what I know with the way that these, as hard as these scholarships are to come by, you know what, when you got that offer on the table, and there's no need for you to be jiving around, go ahead and get it in.
Yeah, the early signing day, it's kind of just changed the landscape of college football. It used to be in February. Now you've got with the transfer portal and then coaches getting hired early because they want to try to get that recruiting class in. I mean, it's a big deal as far as these colleges and who's going to be the top recruiting college of the year. But really locally here in Columbus, I mean, we've got some great players that were 5-star athletes, according to Rivals.com and 24/7 Sports. They're going to be signing their commitment to play in whatever college they decide to play in the fall.
Let's go ahead and say hello to everybody this morning. Good morning to all of our folks out there in Facebook land as well as in YouTube land. We appreciate the fact that you allow Richard and I to help you get your day started. Boy, I tell you what, we don't take it for granted. We know that you have, obviously many, many choices of what you want to listen to in the morning, but we're just privileged and proud to know that you allow us to help you get your day started. And one thing is for sure that we do know that we're here to inform, educate, and entertain you in the goings on in the world of sports. And it's nothing like getting up in the morning, Richard, and hearing, something about, okay, you went to bed last night and a decision wasn't made. Again, you got a lot of different things that happen. You want to wake up into something positive. And most of the times, 80% of the times, I would say we got that for you. And, again, we just it's a privilege for us to be here.
Yeah, no question about it. Where else are you going to get local sports talk radio 5 days a week here in the Chattahoochee Valley, talking all the local teams, everything that happened last night? We talk a little regional and some national as well. And we've got some great guests. And this is really great. It's just to get your day started, whether you're taking your kids to school or, whether you're on the base at Fort Benning and you're at that gate, because I know how long that gate could be. And, so it's great that you're able to listen to us in your radio or on the Sportsvisions radio app.
And for all of our friends out there in WLTCHD2 Sportsvisions 92.1 land, we love you, but it ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
Hello, somebody.
Richie, let's get this party started. Man, I tell you what, again, congratulations to all of the young men that have an opportunity to, of course, take their talents to the next level. And again, we have a plethora of people. And again, we're gonna count on you. We're opening up the phone lines today because, again, we don't know all the kids that'll be signing. But if you want to type in on something on our chat, or if you want to call in and share the information, maybe you have a neighbor, maybe you have a relative, maybe you have a kid that will be signing and that we don't know anything about because we don't know all things in the universe. We rely on you. And that's, this is your platform just as well as ours. And especially on a day like today when, the kids will be moving on and have an opportunity to play at the next level. 706-324-1420 is the number. 706-324-1420 is the number to call. If, in fact, you have some information to share about a kid that's going to be signing today, Rich.
Yeah, and I have it's the list according to 24/7 Sports. I don't know exactly who is going to be signing where because they still could sign in February, but we know that Tristan Givens, 5-star defensive end at Carver, he is we expect him to sign at Texas A&M. Also, Tristan Lyles, who's a defensive end over at Central, he looks like he's going to be committed to Jacksonville State, who's in the Conference USA Championship against Kennesaw State. So he's staying local in Alabama, and we know a thing or two about Alabama over there in Auburn. We've got Auburn and Opelika. They've got some recruits that are on the top, and I'm trying to pull this list because I was able to see some of them. We know that they got some talent, and then if there's anybody else out there, because I'm just going off of the list that we have. Aiden Parker. He is actually the edge rusher from Auburn. I'm interested to see where he is going to go. He actually does not have a school that he is verbally committed to yet, but there are some others that we're excited. There's signing days all over the high schools in this area and we can't wait to find out where it's going to make it official where they are going.
Absolutely. And most of the teams most of the schools have basically scheduled programs from, after maybe lunchtime, right before lunchtime through lunchtime. But, again, over the course of the day, check your social media pages. And again, these kids will, they'll come out of the closet and they'll come out of the bag. They'll take the mask off, take the T-shirt on, open the jacket up, and they'll let you know where they will be going. But congratulations once again to them all, no matter where it is, D1, D2, D3 equals D-free.
Yeah, no question about it. We've had some incredible signing days, viral signing days in the past where you got the three hats on the table. That's the traditional signing day. And then you've seen players that they try to do like the hat shuffle. They'll try to pick up one hat and they're like, oh, what? Never mind. I fooled everybody. And then they grab a hat. And then we saw that one viral clip where the mom just completely walked out because she was like very upset that he didn't pick the school that she wanted.
Mom had gotten promised something that, again, he kind of crossed her up. But you know what? More importantly, I know that everybody is excited about all the top prospects, with they get 4 stars, 5 stars. But you know what? I'm excited for all the kids that get an opportunity, whether it's a junior college, whether it's a HBCU. You know what? We'll have more of those
Absolutely.
than we do, those blue chippers. But, at the same time, D-free, that's the key. D-free. There, when I say that means you get to sign and go to college and don't pay for anything. And that's the way it works. And that's what I appreciate. But don't get caught up because again, this kid didn't get a sign. He signed with Georgia or he signed with Tennessee or Texas A&M. I mean, that's great. But it's almost like and again, it's similar, but it's different. It's like getting drafted to play in the NFL. To get to in this day and time. Those D1 offers are few and far between. But again, having the opportunity to play at the next level, whether it's D2 or D1, you should be proud.
Yeah, and pulling up some of the Georgia prospects, obviously we know where Tristan Givens is going. Jaden Terry, a 4-star corner from Manchester, is going to be signing with Georgia Tech. This is according to 24/7 Sports. And there's some others. I know that Carver's got some players as well that I'm looking down here. I mean, we obviously Amari Latimer. We talked about him, the Sandy Creek running back. He's going to be signing with Wisconsin. And yeah, there's a lot more coming. So yeah, keep them coming. If you have anybody that that is going to be having their signing day, we'd like to hear about it. And we'd like to see where they could possibly be going.
Good morning to Ricky Rogers out there. He's tuned in, and of course, he's saying congratulations to all today's signees. He went back in the tank here. He pulled out. He said he still remember when Isaiah Crowell pulled out the Bulldog on his signing day. So yeah, that's iconic. It'll be around long after we're all gone. I mean, that's one of the original ones. I know that another former Georgia Bulldog and Carver Tiger that actually was responsible for getting the Bulldog to Isaiah to raise up and show everybody was Glenn Ford, the outstanding defensive back from the University of Georgia. Of course, he played here as well. But, again, it's going to be a great day. It's a great day for a great day. These kids worked hard. The parents have worked hard. And again, when you think about it, a signing day, what is it the reward of? I think it's more so of the parents and of the people who really poured into these young people, taking them to practice at youth sports, in the youth leagues and, taking them to making sure that they're fed and making sure that they're healthy and then they're in a right and safe environment. So this is a celebration for more than just the kid, although the kid is the he's getting the spotlight shined on him, but his parents, grandparents, whatever it is, whatever relationship that is that helped this kid get to this point, the whole family should be celebrating.
Yeah, and I do want to make mention, if your school is hosting a signing day, we would like to know, because we'd like to make mention of it here on the Sports Visions Morning Show. We do know that Carver is going to be at 11 o'clock at the high school. We know that Tristan Givens is going to be there. We expect Parker Pridgett, KJ Miles, and Tavius Watts. These are the 4 guys that are on that top list according to 24/7 Sports. Up in LaGrange, they've got several players. Troup County's got several players. And, of course, Manchester, Schley County's got several players as well. So if there's any signing day out there, we'd like to know about it. Of course, Central, Auburn, Opelika, they've got some signing days as well.
706-324-1420 is the number to call. And, of course, I know that you are listening out there. You know a kid in your school is going to be signing. Why don't you call in and share the information? If it's easier for you to go ahead and go to our Facebook page, you go ahead and type it into the chat so that we can make mention of it. But, those that you ask not, you have not. And, again, the Carver Tigers have done a great job, and those the information that we do have is because they have gone the extra mile, and they have, whether it be a parent, whether it be a coach, whether it be someone from the school, they have made sure that we have the names of some of those kids, and we want you to do the same thing. Don't think that we're just shining the light on one particular school. But if you have a kid wherever, if it's at Calvary, if it's at Bocelli, if it's at Spencer, if it's at Kendrick, if it's at Lynette, if you're in wherever you are and of course you within the with social media, it's all over the country.
Yeah,
I mean, so it's no excuse. There's no need for you to turn your nose or get mad or get upset. Sharing today is a day of sharing, and we have opened up the phone lines, and we will definitely allow you to take this platform to help us share that great information about those great student athletes out there that have an opportunity to play at the next level.
Yeah, it's a big day because this early signing day, you put pen to paper, and it's a life-changing moment for these student athletes. No matter where you go, like you mentioned, D-free. It's a free education, whether you're going to Division II, whether you're going to NAIA, whether you're going to D1. I mean, it's just a great moment for these student athletes, and we want to share that, and we are glad that we're able to put the spotlight on these student athletes today in this special day.
Oh, by the way, Richard, did we mention that because of a new dynamic that's been added to college football, called the transfer portal?
Yeah,
that it really has limited a lot of the prospects on the high school level of getting opportunities. So that opportunity just shrunk. So this means it's even more grand for us to make these announcements and for these kids to get offers, because again, college coaches, they don't want to invest into young 17, 18-year-old kids that fresh out of high school, that when they can go and get a guy or kid or who has, been in a program for 1 or 2 years, he's at least, been baptized, so to speak. And,
of course.
And again, I understand these coaches, because they want a guy. They want a guy that's already has experience being on campus, that understands the college life, as opposed to, because even the coaches today don't have as much time as they used to.
Of course, with the new landscape of college football, you have got to adapt. Even if you were an old school coach who didn't believe in the transfer portal, like in college basketball, there were some coaches that didn't believe in the one and done, but those were the teams that were winning. And so you have got to get with the times and embrace change. And we've started to see the transfer portal pay off with these big-time college football programs.
Absolutely. And, of course, the lineup for today is jam-packed as always. Justin Hay, he's the brand new athletic director over at CSU, Columbus State University. He will be with us at 6:30. And then we're going to talk to a couple of championship-bound coaches that are going to be, dynamite game today. Richard, I think you're going to be on the call.
Absolutely. Be on the call at Otis Spencer Stadium, 6 o'clock. The defending city middle school champion, Aaron Cohn, taking on the powerhouse Rothschild. Of course, Thrip Behringer's granddad, Coach Larry Bush, was a longtime coach of Rothschild. They got so much history. I think Brinston Buckner, didn't he play for Rothschild?
Yes,
yeah. So there's a lot of history with these two middle schools. I'm excited to be on the call. Aaron Cohn, and I can't wait to talk to these coaches as well.
That's Chris Stallings from Aaron Cohn, the Aaron Cohn. And Chris Stallings actually was last year's Sportsvisions Middle School Coach of the Year. And, of course, he had Zach Watts, who is the star phenom up at Carver right now. And those two, that was a heck of a tandem. And they got to experience the Sportsvisions Awards luncheon. And, of course, Cory West, he's also a former athlete from the Tri-City. And, again, He's the Rothschild head coach, and he has a history. I'm looking forward to getting the opportunity for those people that don't know these guys' background. And you know what? I want to take it a step further because, when you think about all of the top hit football coaches in high school and even in the collegiate ranks, some of these coaches got their start in middle school and in junior high, as they said. So, to as successful as these guys have been, especially Chris Stallings with multiple opportunities, this will be interesting to find out what some of their goals are. Now, in addition to learning about their teams and their players, I want to know more about these guys because these two very well could be some of the next up-and-coming coaches, not only just in Muskogee County, but throughout the state, maybe throughout the Southeast.
Yeah, and I've gotten to know Coach Stalling. He's won a basketball championship with Aaron Cohn. They've got a good foundation. We've seen Zach Watts, who was a phenom last year, now playing at Carver. They got another running back. I think he's going to make a huge impact at the high school level next year. Toronto Jenkins, who had 4 touchdowns in that semifinal game against Fort. And then Rothschild, able to beat Richards in that semifinal. Rothschild feels like they're flying under the radar. I mean, this has been a middle school powerhouse, and they're trying to take away that thunder of Aaron Cohn, trying to go back-to-back, but Rothschild is saying, well, not so fast. I mean, we've had a very good season this year as well, and I know that I can't wait to hear Coach West and what Rothschild has in store and who are some of the top players as well going into this championship game.
So a little bit later in the show at 7:30, we'll have Coach Chris Stallings from Aaron Cohn, and then at 8 o'clock, we'll have Coach Cory West from Rothschild. And then, of course, at 8:30, the man of the hour, John Nelson with Georgia Public Broadcasting Sports. Of course, GPB Sports is, of course, he'll talk to us and fill us in on again. We'll have an opportunity to talk about some of the wonderful games that they've called, but also check in and talk about how he feels about even some of the teams that from our parts.
Yes, and we actually did get clarity that Gainesville Langston Hughes game is going to be playing this Friday. So what they have done is that Thomas County Central is going to Roswell, Thomas County Central. They're going to have a bye. They're going to play on December the 11th. So it's on a Thursday. They have taken the 5A that was supposed to be on Wednesday and Tuesday, and they've moved it to Wednesday to give them some extra time. But yeah, they figured it out. Nobody's getting suspended. They're playing these football games. It's just that they flip-flop the championships. The 6A is now going to be on Tuesday, and the 5A is going to be on Wednesday.
Good morning to Stanley Crowell, my good friend. Of course, I appreciate you joining us this morning. But, hey, let's go ahead and take our first break of the day. We want to let everybody know that you are watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning right here on Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning headlines. Nationally, President Donald Trump and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth face questions about the legality of a strike on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean. President Trump says he has yet to get all the information on the attack, while Hegseth says he did not personally see survivors after the first strike, as he did not watch the second. In other news, the TSA announced that citizens without a real ID will have to pay a $45 fee to fly domestically beginning February the 1st. The agency says the fee is for a 10-day travel period. Lastly, in Harris County, the Board of Commissioners voted to deny the rezoning request of the land near Veterans Parkway and Gray Rock Road. This is the second time the board has denied the request since 2019. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings. Have a joyful rest of your day.
Good Wednesday morning. We are starting the day off cold with temperatures near freezing. Some of us will be seeing sub-freezing readings by daybreak. This afternoon, we're going to be seeing a little bit more sun across the area with a mix of clouds. Those highs remain cool with those temperatures in the mid to low 50s. Tonight, clouds build back with temperatures in the mid 30s. And tomorrow, for Thursday, we're going to be watching overcast skies build back in as we track another wet weather pattern for the end of the week.
Cory's Furniture Express, Your expressway to saving.
The holidays are here, and Cory's Furniture Express is your holiday shopping headquarters with over 106,000 square feet of in-stock merchandise. You'll find something for everyone on your list with special savings throughout the store on lamps, rugs, recliners, tables, and more. And that's only at Cory's Furniture. You're going to love this place. Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika. Merry Christmas.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Then here's a great idea. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Yes, one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program and we'll come and remove your car for free. Fast, free towing, and 24-hour response. You can donate most cars, trucks, or SUVs in most conditions. The proceeds raised goes to help active military, veterans, and their families. And you get a tax deduction. All you need to do is make this free call. Get rid of that old car and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now and book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Donation Program now. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Operators are standing by. Here's the number.
800-890-7021. 800-890-7021. 800-890-7021. That's 800-890-7021.
Let's have some straight talk. Are you sick of being trapped in a title pond or just need a loan? Call 1-800-NEW-RATE. If you're in a title pond trap, we can get you out. We save you thousands in interest. We lower your payments, possibly cut your payments in half, and you get up to $1,000 in extra cash. That's $1,000 extra cash. And your first payment's not due for up to 45 days. Call 1-800-NEW-RATE at 1-800-899-6669. It's fast, it's easy, and you can get approved right over the phone and get your check today. Do you need to pay off that high interest title pond loan? Then call right now to 1-800-899-6669. Call 1-800-NEW-RATE at 1-800-899-6669. Did I mention you can get up to $1,000 in extra cash? That's 1-800-NEW-RATE. Get approved right over the phone and get your check today. Call now to 1-800-899-6669. Motors Acceptance Corporation. Doing business as 1-800-NEW-RATE. Georgia Installment Lender License. NMLS number 1943997.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game. So I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Alabama at highschoolofficials.com.
Catch the Paul Feinbaum Show, 3 to 7 on Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Here's three-time Georgia Bulldog SEC champion and 1980 national champion, DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. It's Hump Day! And, of course, we are only a few weeks away from Christmas, man. Already the 3rd of December, only 22 days from Christmas Day, Richard. I know that for me, Christmas is a very, very special time. How is it for you and the girls?
Well, they usually have those little Christmas trees that got the 25 different lights, and they put the magnet on for like each day, getting ready for Christmas. We used to have those, those little paper chains that we would like make to count down the days to Christmas. Of course, when the calendar hits December, we have all these Christmas movies and, getting into the Christmas spirit and all these Christmas tree farms just popping around. This stuff is starting in November too. Yeah. But I love the Christmas music, getting ready for the holidays, and it's just going to be a great time.
So as far as what genres of music, I like the old Motown, some of the R&B singers, so some of the R&B greats have left some, like Donny Hathaway just there, and that one was playing.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite, although I can get into the traditional but I like the old R&B Christmas carols.
Yeah, I like a mixture of some R&B Christmas carols. I like Let It Snow by Boyz II Men.
Yeah.
I like Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney and Weens. There's some really good ones. We've got Run Rudolph by Chuck Berry. I mean, some great Christmas songs. I mean, we have the traditional Christmas carols that we used to sing,
right.
But then kind of changing it up and getting have some some new Christmas songs, and also the traditional ones are nice too.
Now here's the question for you, Richard. When you in the shower, what's your favorite Christmas carol? Which one you just like going home? You're singing like like nobody's listening.
I'm trying to remember who sings it. It's the Rocket Around the Christmas Tree. I'm trying to remember who sings it, but I'll have to look it up. It's a classic. It's definitely one of those that gets you in the festive mood to decorate the tree and start putting presents under the tree and just it gets you in the mood for Christmas.
Absolutely. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll have an opportunity to talk to Justin Hay, who is the new athletic director. If you've been just getting back in the country or you have been hiding under a rock, CSU hired a dynamite athletic director who has had some wonderful experiences. He's an old coach. He's an old baseball player. Justin Hay. So even some new blood and getting some new leadership over at CSU to go along with those great teams and great coaches that they already have there. But now they have, a figurehead of sort, an athletic director that is going to go and fight for every dime in the budget to get them better facilities, more money for their athletes. And I'm looking forward to this tenure.
Yeah. By the way, Brenda Lee sings that song. But anyway, the Columbus State men's basketball team had their first home game last night.
All right.
They ended up defeating ABAC.
Yeah.
And they are 5-2 on the season. I know that Coach Robert Moore and his bunch are getting ready and getting some more home games as they start Peach Belt Conference play. And then, of course, Coach Hauser, he's got the girls ready to go. They've had a couple of home games under their belt. They've been in some tournaments. But we cannot wait to see the Cougars and Lady Cougars in action at the Lumpkin Center, especially when Peach Belt Conference play comes along. And I got to give a shout-out to my guy, Georgia Alabama Sports Live colleague Mike Peacock, who was on the call with Scott Miller. Oh, that's a great tandem. It was great that we had him for the Brookstone football games, and now you get to hear him on Cougar Radio as they're now the voice of the Cougars, and it's just great just hearing them on the radio.
Absolutely. And for those folks out there that were wondering why did they delay the home games to end in December? Well, listen, first of all, you don't want to go up against college football, and around here on Saturdays, between Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, and Georgia Tech, man, you don't want, and then of course the HBCUs. You don't want to have to go head to head. So push it back as much as you can. Again, I can appreciate that, and I understand, and hopefully you can as well, because we want to make sure that we got people going out to see the Cougars and the Pirates. CVCC Pirates, again,
yes.
they open up the season as well.
Yeah, CVCC, they actually they've been playing for a while now. They actually the Lady Pirates and Pirates took on Reed State on Georgia Alabama Sports Live last night. I got to go back and see who won those games, but I'm glad you mentioned college basketball. Georgia smoked Florida State last night in the SEC ACC Challenge. Of course, Georgia Tech's getting ready to play Mississippi State. It's really, if you're a sports fan, because it's a slow sports night on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
If you're a sports fan like me, just kind of going through the channels to see what we've got out there. We had some big time college basketball games last night.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking to Justin Gay, the athletic director for Columbus State University. The Cougars, baby, going to be represented in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Facebook Live, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Vision 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
I can't wait till I get you on the floor, good looking.
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Find the most wonderful gifts at Macy's Friends and Family Sale with incredible deals on our best brands like Donna Karan, Avec La Fille, Calvin Klein, and more, all at 30% off. Plus, take 15% off beauty and fragrance from Lancôme Clinique and Yves Saint Laurent. Or Star Rewards members can earn $20 in Star Money for every $100 spent on eligible brands. Going on now, only at Macy's Friends and Family Sale. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
All kids dream about what they want to be when they grow up. But too many kids don't have the chance to realize their dreams because of a car crash, a fire, a drowning, or some other tragedy. Did you know that preventable injuries are the #1 cause of death for children in the United States? But the thing about preventable injuries is they're preventable. There are little things we can do so kids can grow up to do big things. Learn more at safekids.org.
This message is brought to you by the Armed Forces Vacation Club, a free membership travel hub for active duty military and veterans. The club provides a well-deserved escape during challenging times or post-deployments, or for cherished family moments. This exclusive travel club grants access to discounted 7-night resorts and savings on over 600,000 hotels, rental cars, and more. Discover the world for free at afvclub.com.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions morning show. Let's get back to DJ and Thrift on Sports Visions 92.1.
All right, now for the man that you've been waiting for. Of course, let's go ahead and bring him up. He is the new sheriff in town. Of course, more or less, he's the new athletic director at Columbus State University. Justin Hay, good morning. How are you?
Coach, you're muted right now, Justin.
Rookie mistake. Sorry about that.
You're good. I like it. If you didn't do that, I would have thought something else like, oh, he's too buttoned up. No, you're normal. You're normal. You make mistakes like we all make mistakes. So that's good. That's good. Good morning, man. How you doing?
I'm great. How are y'all?
I'm wonderful, man. I was just sharing with Thrift how much fun I had at the meet and greet the other day with, of course, the basketball team, Matt Hauser, and put together a fantastic event and having the opportunity to get to talk to you. And we had some mutual friends. And again, it's a great day to have a great day. And of course, great to have you on the show, man. Just want to introduce you to the Sports Visions Nation. You came in from Lenore Ryan. And of course, I want you to be the one to talk about what you some of the highlights, if you would, to get them more familiar with you. Of course, who were some of the people that poured into your life, some of the places that you've made, some of the stops that you had over the years.
Absolutely. I started as a baseball coach. I coached college baseball for 9 years. Started out at Barton College in North Carolina. Spent 2 years there before moving home to South Mississippi, Southwest Mississippi Community College. And while I was there, had an AD named Dr. Bill Ashley say, hey, you want to help out around the athletic department? Became an assistant AD, started really enjoying it. And he really poured into me. And then took the job at Lenore Ryan. And 6 years later, took the job here at Columbus State after a fun run in Hickory, North Carolina. Was ready to be an athletic director, ready to be in the big chair, and was lucky to find a great place, a great athletic department with a great community. And man, it's been a fun 6 months.
Coach, is somebody pulling my leg, but somebody told me you were a hell of a baseball player at one time.
They got the baseball player right. I had a good run. For what I was, I was a guy that I told my dad my senior year, like, we'll know how good we are by how much I pitch. And he said, well, that's a little arrogant. And I said, no, I meant, like, if I'm not pitching, we're having a good year, because there's better guys in front of me. I was the reliever that came in if it hit the fan early in the game. So, but I was blessed to be on some really good teams. I had, wins-loss records, had a good one, but it was all about the people that were around me, and I had some good offenses to offset that 5 ERA.
I tell you what, Thrift and I both were at your press conference when they were introducing you, and I tell you, man, that room had energy in it that was unlike anything we've seen up to this point. Folks are excited for you to come to town. They're excited about the possibilities of what you're going to be doing, and of course, making sure that program out there at CSU is one that of course, can rise to the ranks and get the respect that it deserves to pack in the fans and capture the imagination of the community.
I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head there with the respect it deserves. This is a program that's got 22 national championships. And Saturday, we won our 199th Peach Belt Championship with women's soccer winning the tournament in Dahlonega. And, so this program has been historically good. National championships in baseball, tennis, cheerleading, golf. Basketball, both basketballs last year were really good, and they both play a really fun, energetic style of basketball. I think our women in our game the other day, going into the fourth quarter going into halftime, it already caused 27 or 22 turnovers. And so you want to see fun, fast-paced basketball, come watch our women's team because they press the whole time. They cause turnovers. It's fast-paced. There's never a break in the action. But this department is one that has been historically set up with some great people. We've got great coaches. We've had great leaders, great stories. And I think it just needs to be told more. We need to get out. We need to involve the community that supports us already really well, but tell more people about it and get more people in the door.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Justin. As an alumni, I'm always about helping promote the brand, man. So how has this first 6 months been about learning the community, learning the people involved, shaking hands, kissing babies? How's all that been? You feel like you kind of settled down and focusing on trying to help build up Columbus State athletics more?
Yeah, I think we're coming out of the listen stage in the department and in the community, trying to meet people. And I haven't met everybody that, I think I need to sit down with and listen and get their perspective. But we're getting closer to the end of it. I think I said in my press conference, first 6 months will be about listening and understanding kind of where we're at and where people think we should go. When you've got a program that's set up for success and you've got one with as much historic success, it's not about changing things. It's about seeing, where's the opportunities, the low-hanging fruit that we can attack and see some success early, get some excitement, and then strategically build for the future. So the Columbus community has opened itself up. It's been with open arms. I've met so many great people that love this community, that love Columbus State, that love Columbus State athletics, that love our athletes. Our athletes are some of the greatest people I've met with what they do in the community and how they give back and what they're doing in the classroom. They're servant leaders, and that's something that we're big on here at Columbus State. And the first 6 months, they've went by fast, but it's been a very successful 6 months.
Justin Hay is our guest this morning on the Sports Visions Morning Show, and he is the new athletic director for Columbus State University, the Cougars. And Justin, as you got the phone call or when you got word that you had been the selection, do you remember where you were, and do you remember what made you or what attracted you to Columbus?
Well, so honestly, I was standing in a hotel room last year at this previous school I was at. I was the interim golf coach because we had a golf coach leave right at the beginning of the season. And they came to me and said, well, hey, you play a lot of golf. And I said, poorly. And they said, will you take them to, will you be the interim golf coach? And I said, well, what does that entail? They said, we got to take them water and stand on the par threes. And they pretty much know what to do. And I said, well, good. If they hit it under the tree, I can help them hit it out. If they're in the fairway, that's unfamiliar territory for me. But so we were at the golf tournament, the women's SAC golf tournament. And I was in the hotel room because it washed the day out when Dr. Rayfield called me and offered me the job. And it took everything I could not to say yes right then, not to seem too excited. I was like, well, I've got to call my wife and, we'll talk about it and I'll call you back tomorrow. I didn't want to jump at feel like I was too excited. But just as the interview process started, growing up playing baseball, I knew about Columbus State and I knew about the athletic department. As I've gotten Division II, we were actually down here for the men's regional last year with my previous school, and I got to meet some people. And at that time, I was already in the process of interviewing, so it was nice to come to Columbus and spend a week and explore and talk to people. And as I started that process, I remember thinking, well, this community really loves CSU. And which is a place I want to be. I don't think at the Division II level, you can do it without a community that is involved. Your community's got to be pouring in. They've got to see the value in what we're doing and developing the whole person, not just on the field, but they've got to see the value that the athletic department and the university is bringing to the community. So I got that feeling when I was here. Then I interviewed and I got to meet people and I got to look under the hood a little bit more. And it just became more and more clear that CSU was a place that could really take off. And so when they called, it was a no brainer for me to jump in.
Well, Justin, it's been a lot of fun seeing the Cougars girls soccer team dominant the way they always do. Talk about and update us on what's happening with them as they just won another Peach Belt. It's like it's a birthright for Coach Itlick, and to win a Peach Belt Conference championship seems like almost every year.
Absolutely. I think this year we had to replace a lot of goal scorers from the Final Four team last year.
Right.
And started off, with a few losses that were uncharacteristic, but Coach Itlick scheduled probably the toughest schedule in the country early. And a lot of those young players up on the front line got tested early, but they grew a lot. And Coach never gave up on them, as always. He's a phenomenal coach and just kept pouring into them. And I think homecoming this year was kind of our breakout. We beat USC Aiken 9-1. And it's kind of been that turning point. We had alumni come back that talked to the team about what it meant to be a Cougar and to play for Coach Itlick. And all of a sudden, that youth kind of grew up. There was some maturity there, and went on a run. Got hot at the right time, as y'all know. Getting into the tournament, it's all about getting hot at the right time and peaking at the right time. And I just credit a lot to Coach Itlick and his staff for how they've really grown this team. It was a young team. We don't believe in rebuild years. We just reload, but at the end of the day, there was a lot of youth that early in the season hadn't seen some of the stuff that was being thrown at them. And now I think we're playing our best soccer. We're going to we're the 3 seed in the NCAA tournament, which is starting Friday, against a familiar foe for me, Lenore Ryan up in the regional and UNG.
Good deal. Good deal. Justin, you made mention, obviously, of attending the soccer match in Dahlonega, but you also had an opportunity to spend some time with a mutual acquaintance, the athletic director at the University of Georgia. Josh Brooks is a good friend of yours, and of course, acquaintance of mine. And of course, Josh has done a fantastic job at the University of Georgia, and of course, you're experiencing that Georgia football spirit firsthand. How did you get a chance to make it up to the game?
I did. I missed the first touchdown on my drive back from Dahlonega, but as we took pictures and celebrated after the championship, I was right where I wanted to be and knew that I would get there in time to see some of the game and experience it. And that's really what I wanted. Josh is a good friend. We met when he was the Division III athletic director at Millsaps College in Mississippi. We went to Quantico for a week for Marine Educators Leadership Workshop. And we spent some time laughing about some of those stories, some of the things we did at the Leadership Reaction course and in the field leading the team and kind of what it taught us about leadership. And he's always been awesome to pour back into me. And even at the game Saturday, as we were watching the game, him just dropping wisdom nuggets about, big time is where you're at. I was laughing. I was like, man, 10 years ago, 7 years ago, I can't remember. It hasn't been that long. You were a Division III athletic director.
Right.
And his comment to me, he looked me dead in the eyes like, hey, big time's where you're at. You just got to believe in it. There's no difference in here in Millsaps and Columbus State. But, the Athens atmosphere, my first time in Athens, which was awesome, and got to go to the basketball game to watch the Georgia Tech game Friday night and then the football game. But the highlight of the weekend was that CSU championship.
That's awesome, man. And by the way, as long as you got to the Georgia game by fourth quarter, you would have been fine because that's when all the fireworks went off anyway. Hey, man, I heard this, and I just want to make sure you can confirm to the Sports Visions audience, but that Country's Barbecue is in partnership with y'all to make sure that kids can come in for free to watch Cougar athletics, which I think is so phenomenal. Kids need to see it's cool to be at CSU. Kids need to see the phenomenal athletes, the great campus, and maybe it entices kids that want to go to school there. Thought that was a great idea. What started that, and talk about that partnership?
Yeah, I think as I came in, sponsorships are very, sponsorship dollars are important. You guys know right now athletics needs as much revenue as possible because of the changing landscape of athletics. And so we're looking around, and I fully believe in sponsorships aligning values. And so what value do we have? And community was one that stuck out early with Countries. They poured into the community. We were meeting with Scott Ressmeyer and those guys over there at Countries. And I said, hey, Scott, I want to break down barriers and I want to provide access to our community. Like, what do you think about this idea? It's an idea I've had in the hopper for a while, thanks to a friend of mine that I worked with at LR. who's now up at the University of Indianapolis, but I'd never found somebody to pull the trigger on. And I said, what if, you provided free admission for 18 and under? And immediately, absolutely, let's do it. And so, you're right. Thanks for bringing that up, because it is absolutely a phenomenal partnership. We want to be fun family entertainment. We want to be affordable family entertainment. So right now, for the price of one single adult ticket, you can bring every kid and come see some phenomenal athletes.
Justin, it's funny. I was just kind of listening at what you were talking and how you're responding to Thrift. But, having a conversation with you as I did at the meet and greet, one of the conversations of many we've had that evening is that Sam Mitchell and Mark Upshaw, these are two iconic basketball legends from Columbus, Georgia. Sam, obviously, everybody knows, went off and played, great European basketball, NBA, in the NBA, as well as coaching. And Mark Upshaw, a successful businessman in Atlanta with his company. But the fact of the matter is that 21 years ago, I helped them start a basketball camp at CSU. And, of course, Herbert Green at that particular time was the guy, the AD there. But, somewhere in the conversation, you made mention to me. You said, hey, I heard that, you had something to do with these guys and blah, 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 blah. And you wanted to get that back. Man, that right there, when you said that, man, you cleared my mind if there was any fog or anything that I was thinking, because you understood, again, connecting the community and being a part of the community for whatever politics that, we were in for the first 10 years, and then they were out and they had to scatter around. But you say, hey, look, I want to bring that back. And that meant a whole lot to me, man. And that gave me an understanding of this guy. This guy's going to do big things at Columbus State.
Well, I appreciate that, because that's really what it's about. We can't do anything without our community, and we've got to find ways to engage them and lift up our community. If we're not doing that, then we're not doing our job. Winning championships is important to us, but developing the whole person is more important. And so for us to be an example for our student athletes, an example for our community, and to be honest, as we engage our community and give our student athletes access to the wonderful business leaders, the wonderful people of this community, it can only help them grow more. And so when we see our student athletes out and about in the community, I know that while we're pouring into others, our student athletes are being poured into, and that excites me. It's what gets me out of bed every morning.
I love it, man. So what's the plans now for the next couple of weeks for the holidays and stuff? I feel like you want to go home, see the family, but also this is grind time right now with all the sports, with soccer playoffs, basketball underway. I mean, there's a lot happening around Columbus State.
Well, you know what they say, anybody that's in athletics has to have a real supportive family. And I think my family loves sports. They want to be at everything. So they're here. We find our time. Everybody's busy season's a little bit different, right?
Right.
And there's nothing better than being able to load the family up and go on a playoff. Our kids a couple of summers ago, I think we traveled. It was like 2,700 miles. And in the month of May and June, we to Tampa for a playoff game and to Philadelphia for a play, and we just throw them in the car and go. So that's where we find our time together. And so my little one, my 9-year-old's asking me, where are we going? When are we getting to get in the car and go see CSU play? Yeah. So it's an exciting time for us. We got basketball starting, which means I've got 2 little girls that'll be running around thinking they own the Lumpkin Center. And but that is our life, and we love it. I got a supporting wife who will be at everything and probably be cheering louder than me. Sometimes I have to remind her, calm down a little bit, but you can't have that passion.
Justin, as we talk here on the Sports Visions morning show, and the Sports Visions nation is listening out there, again, I want to make myself absolutely perfectly clear is that, CSU has a tremendous athletic program. However, there has been a lack of attendance. That beautiful Lumpkin Center during basketball for boys and men and women's games, it needs to be packed more than it's not. Obviously, I was at the press conference not too long ago of the new arena football team owner, Roger Beck, and being involved years ago in arena football and being at that Civic Center and not, my question is, or at least, and you might want to make a statement regarding how we're going to get people to fill this arena up, get excited about our team, our local team, get behind them, whatever it takes, all things, everybody, all hands on deck. We need their support.
I think that's a multifaceted answer. I think we have to tell our story better in ways that people are consuming information right now. So I think our social media presence and how we're putting out information has to get a little bit better and really start to highlight this. I don't know that people know the level of basketball that's played in the Lumpkin Center. And you can drive 40 minutes to a Division I school, but you also could drive 10 minutes to the Lumpkin Center, see high level basketball, don't have to sit in traffic. So I think it's telling our story a little bit, but then I think it's the game day experience inside. I think it's families coming, people coming and enjoying their time in the Lumpkin Center. So I think if we're starting slow, just because I've got to see it, but look for increased fan engagement, increased atmosphere, and game day experience throughout the year. And that's the thing. It's somebody comes, they have a good time, they have fun, their kids have fun. We'll take the old McDonald's adage: if you get the kid, you get the car. Right? That's where the Happy Meal came from. Like if your kid said, "Hey, I want to go to Columbus State and see the Cougars," then you're willing to go, especially when you've got the free kid youth admission from countries, and you've got family friendly concession prices, and then you've got entertainment throughout the game, and then somebody's sitting there getting to watch good basketball. If those are the things that would make me want to go to a game. My kids entertained, it's not breaking the bank, and at the same time, I'm getting to see top tier basketball.
Well, we're all about promoting here on Sports Visions. I want to ask Justin about, we talked to Robert several times, the availability of maybe broadcasting a game. I know Peach Belt has really hard restrictions, but are there any exhibition games, or not exhibitions done, but like non-conference games, or is everything has to be under the Peach Belt Conference TV when broadcasting games out to the public?
Yeah, they all have to go through the Peach Belt. What I don't know is if we could do multiple broadcasts, or maybe you and I have talked about a pregame show or postgame show. I think I told you when we talked about it, I love thinking outside the box. I don't even like to think there is a box, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So the more engagement, the better for us. So I think we need to sit down and figure out how we can put something together.
I love it, man. I can't wait to be able to showcase all the talent, because the girls and boys got big games this weekend as well, DJ.
Absolutely. Justin, I'm not going to hold you, because I know that this is not going to be your first rodeo. You're going to take advantage of this platform to let people know what you got going on, how you want them to do it, and invite them out. But I do want to give you a few minutes here to talk to the masses that are listening right now, the Sports Visions Nation, and just tell them how you feel and what to expect.
Right now, I feel extremely lucky to be in Columbus. I feel even more blessed for the student athletes and the coaches that we have. And I think they deserve, those coaches, this community, and our student athletes deserve every ounce of my energy pouring into getting people into the doors. They deserve to play in front of a rowdy crowd. And this community has supported Columbus State University incredibly. And what we're trying to do here is to be a pillar in the community, so that a rising tide lifts all boats. I know it's a cliche thing. I know people say it all the time, but the better we can portray Columbus State in the city of Columbus, in the surrounding areas, the better life is for here, right? I love, live, work, and play within 4 or 5 miles of Columbus State. The other day, and Thrift, it might have been when I was on with you at Robert's golf tournament. You said something about the hidden gem of Columbus, and I said I'm tired of being the hidden gem. I want to be the well-known gem of Columbus. I want people to know that we're our diamond. I don't want to be the diamond in the rough. I think Columbus needs to be put on in the spotlight, put on a pedestal, and getting out there. And it's going to take a lot. It's going to take the community leaders. It's going to take the chamber. It's going to take CSU. It's going to take people like you that are telling the story of what we have going on. And we've got the message. The content is there. We've just got to put the effort in to getting it out. So for our Columbus community, reach out. Let me know if we can. We're looking for people to groups to entertain. I've had unicycle groups before. I've had dance groups at basketball games. If you've got a group, we want you at Columbus State to perform at halftime or at a media timeout. If you've got a group that wants to come watch the game, let us know. We want to host you. We want to open our doors to the community and get you in here and tell you the story of Columbus State that maybe you don't know, and you've lived here for a while, or maybe you're moving into Columbus and you're just looking for something to do. We want to be the answer to all those problems.
He is Justin Hay, the Columbus State University Director of Athletics. Justin, thank you so much for waking up with us this morning on the Sports Vision Morning Show, and hopefully this is the first of many, many appearances here on the show.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your morning, Coach. Take care.
Stay tuned. More local and national sports coverage next on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Attorney advertising, Georgia. Attorney 770, good law car accident lawyers. Pay after dramatization. Hot dog does not mean we are the best. No guarantees of success.
I get a call from my wife. She tell me she just seen the dog on TV. I'm like, what dog? She said, Top Dog. He was on TV. I said, what was he doing? He was walking around. He tried to bite somebody. I'm like, what? She said it was a commercial on TV. They actually showed the dog. It was Top Dog. I know what I seen. I'm not seeing things. I know what I seen. He was big, very aggressive. He was fast. That was Top Dog. That was Top Dog. Bit one of them insurance companies. I seen it. It was on TV. I'm convinced now. If I get into an accident, that's who I'm calling. Should have seen the dog. Very big. Very scary. Very scary. Any accident, you make the call. You call the dog. You call the dog. Top Dog Law.
Hi, this is Philip Dabbit with E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse. It's the season of giving, and we need your support to help our community. Stop by E&S and drop off your canned food items, gently used coats, and unwrapped toys, and we're going to give you up to 10% off your purchase. A small donation can make a large impact in someone's life. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you for helping us give back to those in need in our community. Happy holidays from E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse, 3939 Macon Road here in Columbus. When it comes to giving, E&S is simply the best.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the drug facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the drug facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/drug facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Many Americans have missed regular dental care in the past few years. It's important to see a dentist twice a year to identify any problems early. Taking care of your oral health helps overall health. Brushing at least twice a day with fluoride toothpaste and flossing daily can help prevent oral health problems. For more information, visit hrsa.gov/oral-health.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Did you know veterans enrolled in VA healthcare can use over 4,000 urgent care locations across the country to treat non-life-threatening conditions? It's easy and free. Just show your Veteran Health ID card. Get the best care for veterans. Sign up at va.gov or visit your nearest VA medical center.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Here's Denver Broncos 1987 AFC champion DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
It's beginning to look a lot like.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones and quick, just like that, Thrift Behringer's in the building. Good morning, Thrift.
When Michael Bublé comes on, Thrift comes out. I know you like the soul part, but listen, I grew up on Michael Bublé right here. I listen to him all the time.
Michael Bublé, huh?
Yes, he is the ultimate Christmas artist. He literally only sings Christmas songs, and he's got many albums, and this is him right here.
Well, soul might, or R&B might be my favorite, genre of Christmas music. But I love classicals. I love all.
You can't
Christmas
go wrong
music.
with it.
No,
dude.
absolutely.
But what you can go wrong with is his weather, and I can't take it. Yesterday, I decided to put up some lights. DJ, it's Christmas time.
All right.
I'm on the roof.
Okay.
I'm out and about.
Yeah.
And it's raining, and then it stopped raining. And by 10 o'clock last night, when I was finishing up, I was like, all right, I felt good about it. Obviously, I'm freezing right now. By the time I got home and then settled, I felt it. I'm like, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have done it last night, but I see the rest of my week. I don't want to wait till next week to do it. And now we're already missing another week having lights up. Made the executive decision. Then I woke up congested as always because this weather, man. It's hard to avoid it.
But did you do the old remedy though? When you felt it coming on, did you do the old chicken noodle soup?
I did because it was like 11 o'clock. I just went to sleep, and I thought I could just sleep it off. And I went to bed immediately, a lot sooner than I normally do. Didn't toss and turn, but then when I woke up this morning, it's like I got punched in the face with a cold or something. But glad that I got the lights up. That's the main thing.
Well, on to some bigger and brighter things. The fact of the matter is that the Auburn Tigers have a new coach. Alex Gosha is his name. And again, coming out of South Florida, and a nice reputation of being a play caller, having a nice offense. I think that you guys have something to be excited about. I don't know if DJ Durkin is going to hang around or not. What's the word on that?
Yeah, so Golish has convinced DJ Durkin to stay. He confirmed that yesterday in a statement. So that is huge news for the Auburn Tigers. If I told you a few weeks ago, Auburn's roster, from people that are well respected within college football, said Auburn's roster, specifically defense, would be picked apart like it was the NFL draft. It had so many 4 and 5 stars. Everybody's going to come with their checkbooks. And now DJ Durkin saying, Auburn's hope is majority of those guys will return and come back instead of having a mass exodus like you normally do with a new coach, with Durkin and most of the players loving Durkin, even on the offense side of the ball, him taking over as an interim. They fully expect to retain. They're going to lose some. Cam Coleman's one of them, but I feel like they'll bring back a majority of their roster. So DJ Durkin is returning as defensive coordinator for Alex Golish. Again, I think this is huge news for the Auburn program and the Auburn Tigers.
Good morning to Sandra Vett Shelton. She's up with us this morning. We appreciate the fact that you're up. And Adam, of course, Stanley Crowell is with us as well. Ben Watson, good morning, man. We appreciate you. We definitely don't take it for granted. And, of course, Ricky Rogers, you are the man. Listen, guy, that's good stuff over there at Auburn. But, the bottom line is losing Cam Coleman. And, again, is that official? Is that the gospel?
From what I've read, and, again, this is rumorville, but it looks like Cam Coleman's probably going to end up going somewhere else. And why would he not, after last 2 years, just not offense being terrible? You would hope Coach Golish gets an opportunity to at least convince him maybe to stay. But then remember what happened after the Alabama game and the grown men that are sending him texts and tweets and everything else. And, you know, I had a lot of people calling out Auburn fans out there. Typical Auburn fans, crazy as heck. Look at them coming after Cam Coleman. Do Georgia fans not remember last year and the poor young man that wasn't even playing, was on the sideline, and he got death threats? I mean, every fan base has got those. You can't avoid them. But I hate Cam had to go through that. So, well, I'll keep close eye on it. But right now, a lot of people think that he's end up going to leave.
You know what? I think that Cam, and this is my little humble opinion. You know, if it's anybody less than Ohio State or the University of Georgia,
come back.
But again, you know, here he is. I'm sure he's probably still remains as one of the top rated receivers, whether they're coming out or that's coming back. You know, and it's going to be interesting because, again, I can only imagine, the people that, they're offering what they're offering them out there.
Yeah, they're offering them a lot of money. And by the way, our guy, Terrence Flowers, CGY Sports commented, said, fans make it hard, but it's like that everywhere, to be honest. And he's true about that, man. It's like that everywhere.
And that's players and coaches. I mean, it's the world we live in, and, the expectations are never enough. I mean, it's just you can never. I mean, even and I'd be willing to say this. As great as Kirby Smart has been for the University of Georgia's program, if Kirby was to fall off a little bit, again, he's going to catch hell. We've seen Saban have his issues. I mean, it's just the day that we live in, and again, from the streets to college football, it's everybody's going to be criticized for something, and we just got a bunch of miserable people out there, a bunch of mean people, and again, for those of us who are encouragers, or for those of us who obviously, believe in positivity and everything positive, just keep shining your light, man, because, you can't do anything about those toxic people and those people that talk that crap, and then, let them live. They're miserable in their lives. And that's all, that's most of the times that, when you get down to it, the ones that are complaining the most are the ones that are probably doing the least.
The biggest problem I have, DJ, growing up, I don't know if anyone out there listening has the same problem, is that I want to understand things. When I was a kid and I'd be in church, I would take the pins apart. I like knowing how things work. And my problem is I want to know why their brain operates the way they do. And it frustrates me. Why would you do that? What's your thought process? There is no thought process. There's no figuring that out. And that's the part that would frustrate me and get me unhappy. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to take away my peace. Trying to understand someone that, why do I even care what they're doing or what their reasoning is behind it? By the way, I want to shout out Terrence Flowers, too. Looking forward to seeing him tonight at the middle school championship, DJ. And we got a big one here tonight for sure.
Absolutely. And, of course, we're excited that we have both Chris Stallings and Cory West, both the coach of Aaron Cohn and Rothschild, on the show today. And we'll get an opportunity to introduce them to the Sports Visions Nation, I'm sure. Yeah. And, again, as I told Richard earlier today, it'd be, in getting to know these guys, as successful as they have been and become with on the middle school level, the aspirations. And I know that we're going to talk about the teams and talk about the game tonight, but the makeup of these guys, because these are the young and up and coming coaches that we're going to be looking to, whether this in this community or some community, if these guys want to. Obviously, I'm taking for granted that they are going to continue to pursue their careers in coaching, but they've gotten a nice track record behind them as coaches that are able to put positive, productive teams together. And, in order to do that, and, we talked about this yesterday, Thrift.
Yep.
The big part about coaching today is not so much, as old school and X's and O's. It's being able to understand and get the loyalties and the focus and the respect of our young student athletes, because we are dealing with a different dynamic. You can't talk to them or you can't coach them up like you used to, but there's still, some coaches have figured out how to make these guys know that you love them and believe in them without making them feel like, you hate them.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's why I love kids, coaches like Coach Stalling and Coach West, who've done a great job. Coach Stalling's is dominant, coach. I mean, DJ, he's basketball city champion multiple years. He is football city champion multiple years. He hasn't lost a game in 2 seasons. The guy knows how to coach and knows how to win. And eventually, I'm with you. You would hope those guys get opportunities maybe at the high school level, because I feel like that's kind of what you're supposed to do, kind of like the feeder system.
Yeah.
Work them up. If they're winning, my granddad was one of those coaches. He was part of that 40-game winning streak at Rothschild back in the 80s, and then got his opportunity to take over the Jordan program for 5 years. I feel like if you're winning at that level and you develop these guys, why can't you go do it at the high school level as well?
Coach West is very accomplished as well, but Coach Chris Stalling was the Sportsvisions middle school coach of the year last year. And again, it was great to see him on the stage. And Richard and I talked earlier, he and Zach Watts, what's I tell you, man, it's amazing. And I understand he has another running back that is just as talented. Well, no, I won't say just as talented, but, again, he's one of those guys that you're going to look forward to seeing him play at the next level.
Yeah, I can't wait. And I will tell you this, and it's a fact. I don't think you can argue it. Go to a middle school game and then go to a high school game. There's more people at the middle school game than the high school game, DJ.
Absolutely. But the formula to that, although that, the moms and dads love them, but the kids in middle school can't drive. So
good point.
Parents got to, whether the cheerleaders or whether they're students, the parents have to come and be there. That factors into it. But the other part about this, and I think I don't know if it was you or Richard that I was talking to yesterday about, Otis Spencer Stadium. You pull up, you see all of these cars in the lot, and you think that wow, we got to. And then you walk in, and it's like, where's the people? Maybe, did they park here and get on the bus and go somewhere else?
I'm with you. I pulled up to that stadium so many times looking for a spot, park it in the back.
Yeah.
And then I look in, and it's like, wow. I mean, there's a lot of seats in there. I will tell you, it's a big stadium.
No, you're just looking at it. Don't put it on the seats because, again, it's that look of when you come in that parking lot and it's literally hundreds and hundreds of cars. And then, so you're thinking that at least 2 or 3 people to a car, or just to do the math on it. Basically, it seems I'm willing to think that maybe that a shuttle. They go on a shopping trip and all the people park their cars there and they get on a shuttle and go shopping. Because they're not in that stadium, man. Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. And I listen. It's going to be fun tonight. I look forward to being on the call, but I'm with you. I would love and I'm going to take a picture of it tonight, but I would love what I see tonight to be resemblance of what we should see on Friday. Now, I get, and Friday's the Carver game.
Right.
I get that both of these schools are Columbus schools, so you're going to have fans on both sides, or they're all going to be on one side, and there's going to be a ton of them. I understand that part of it. Where Carver and Burke County, we're not going to dictate if Burke County fans are traveling or not. But I will tell you, if I do see more Burke County fans than Carver fans, which had happened sometime last year, I will be upset. Come on, Columbus community. Let's go out and support. This is a semifinal game on Friday. If you're going to be there for Wednesday, why not come out for Friday too?
But if I got a production question for you, Ben, since obviously you're into the streaming and you have all the guys, the camera crews and all that, as far as sitting everybody on one side, doesn't it make sense to have them sitting on the opposite side line so that that when you do show the field and you show the camera, you see more people on and I guess they call that the visitor side.
Right.
Wouldn't it make sense to do that as opposed to them having them sit on the home side? So when you do show the field and you pan up into the stand, you got an empty stadium.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point, DJ.
So is that something that you and Coach Mills can work out?
Yeah, if we can just pick up the press box and put it on the other side.
No. You don't have to do that. You just have to circumvent, send everybody on the other side.
Oh, yeah. Just make the other side the home side now. Yeah,
no, you don't even have to do that. You just make everybody else sit over there because whoever over there, obviously it's either going to be Aaron Cohn. I don't know who's the home team. I don't know if it's Aaron Cohn or Rothschild. But the bottom line is for the sake of production on television, the look.
Let's make it look like.
Put everybody on the other side, and because and as we see it on some of the national broadcasts, when they have the third and fourth decks of these stadiums, they cover them up or they put little what they call those little cardboard deals of people and make it camouflage it to make it look like people, or they just put this big curtain out so that you can't see all the empty seats. But the easiest thing in the world. I mean, we're just talking about. A high school stadium, a middle school stadium. Just, having everybody sit on the other side for the sake of television, NFHS or whatever you call it, or Georgia Alabama Sports Live, it would just make for a better production.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I have some problems with that going to the gymnasiums like CVCC last night actually had a decent number of fans. You wouldn't be able to tell because we're sitting on the side with the fans. So when we're broadcasting and you're looking at the two benches, There's nobody behind them.
And the thing about it at CVCC, if it's anything like it used to be, that both the teams sit on that opposite side anyway.
Yeah.
So you can have.
Hey, go over there.
And again, that has to be an effort by the athletic director and the coaches to make sure that block off the seats or have an usher standing saying, "Everybody, please sit on the other side." And that's something that it's just a conversation, Thrift. I know with all the pool you have, I mean, that's just a matter of you just calling the commander and having the commander request that for the sake of the production of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, we would like for you to sit on the other side. So that, man, come on. People in the stands do wonders for our production.
No, 100%. And it makes it look like the game has got a great atmosphere. Listen, I'm with you. That's something that I'm definitely going to have to put in the back burner.
Even for the consideration of CSU, hopefully they'll have an opportunity to fill the place up. But you know what? You just got to block off certain areas. You just can't give somebody if 200 people is going to be in there and you go sit wherever you want. I think that, based on, again, just for the look, you want to make sure that you're at least filling up the Columbus State side first, and then you let everybody else start sitting. Don't just say, here's your ticket, go sit wherever you want. That's why the start looks like only 10 people in the building.
Yeah, that's 100% right. By the way, Terrence says, more exciting mixture of Pop Warner and varsity at the middle school games. He says sometimes visiting school has more fans than the Columbus schools.
Wow.
We've seen that for high school football. And staff availability isn't the same for middle with varsity basketball going on, which is correct. They got a ton of varsity basketball games, but that's why they did it on Wednesday. But I look forward being on the call tonight and being with Terrence, who's been at all these middle school games. He understands what's happening there. And there's a huge following. I already see there's trash talking on social media about it, all in fun. But this is going to be a big one for Rothschild and Aaron Cohn, the future stars of tomorrow.
Well, make sure you're tuned in here in the next 15 minutes or so, because we'll have Chris Stalin, the head coach at Aaron Cohn. He'll be on. And, of course, I tell you, man, Stephon Lawrence, that principal over there at Aaron Cohn, he's off the chain. He is competitive. I would love to be in a system on his administration, man, because you got a coach, or principal or your leader of your school that is as fired up as your coaches and parents. You got something special.
No doubt about it, man.
And do you see he dresses all up and he has all of his
He's the best
memorabilia on, and
doubt.
My God, it's really it's infectious. It's infectious when because you don't really see that. Most of these guys are all buttoned up and they don't. But this guy, he's a baller as well. He played ball, so he understands, and he understands the enthusiasm that you have to have from the top. And again, the multiple championships that you made mention of. Hey. Who's to say that this guy didn't have anything to do with that?
Yeah, he does an amazing job with Aaron Cohn, Dr. Lawrence. I've gotten to know him over the last couple of years. He's a great leader. He cares about his kids thoroughly, and he's got it rolling right now.
Yes.
It is the biggest middle school in this area by far, numbers wise. They academically are held to a very high standard there, one of, if not the best, and then they're winning everything in sports right now. I'm not taking nothing away from the other middle schools, but right now, Stephon Lawrence and his staff have got Aaron Cohn rolling in almost everything.
You really want to know why he and I are just like this? You really want to know why myself and Stephon Lawrence are just like this?
What's that?
Because he's a dog.
There
He's
we
a
go.
Georgia Bull dog.
He does love the dogs.
Absolutely. Hey, Cory West will be with us at 8 o'clock. And again, Coach West, he's accomplished in his own right. I think talking to him today obviously will give folks a lot more of an understanding and appreciation of him, because, again, he was an outstanding athlete here in Columbus as well doing his thing, and we'll give him an opportunity to share that information through as well. So with that said, and then of course at 8:30, John Nelly Nelson with GPB Sports. Obviously damn near 30 years, man, of being in the trenches, man, going from state to state, or going from one corner of the state to the other corner of the state. And there's no town in Georgia that he has not been in. And this is a guy that does a wonderful job when it comes down to basically breaking it down, giving us the take on the atmosphere, the experience, the of the cities that they're playing in. But I'm interested to hear what he has to say about some of the teams in our area, and more importantly, Carver.
Yeah, I look forward to talking to both these guys and talking about how they love developing, and then also looking forward to talking to Mr. John Nelson. Nobody knows high school sports like John Nelson, and him and Matt Stewart got a big one this week. I wonder what game they're going to be at. I would assume the 6A classification, but There's some big ones in other classifications as well.
Tell you what, wouldn't surprise you if they ended up in Columbus, Georgia, would it?
In Burke County, rematch of last year's state championship.
Yes.
Would be really cool, but I haven't heard anything as of yet.
Absolutely. Thrift, obviously, last night there were some basketball games going on. And, obviously, I think when I don't know if you had a chance to go down to see the Chatco game, but I understand Champ hit 30.
Yeah, Champ was dominant. I saw Glenwood was up by 8 at the end of the first quarter. They ended up losing by 30. There was 18-10 at the end of the first quarter. And then Chatco goes on like an 80 to 30-something run to end the game. Champ's dominant, but they got a really good team. And I'm telling you, Chatco in that 1A classification, they may have a chance to win a state championship this year. Do not sleep on the Chatco Panthers.
One thing for sure is that, our buddy Dusty Perdue, Ken, he probably threw that boxing one on Champ right away to kind of shut him down. So I don't know. Again, I heard he started out kind of shaky, but ended up busting out and hitting 30.
Yeah, and Braylon Alexander, who's the top freshman and one of the top players in the city, regardless of that he's a freshman here. He had a good game too, but Chatco really honed in on him, started boxing one, double teaming him, and the other guys just not able to hit shots yet. But I'm telling you, Glenwood's still going to be a very formidable team this year, and they'll be one of the top teams in the region and making the playoff run once again.
And always, as we like to do, Thrift, give us the lineup of what you have coming up. I know that you got the big middle school championship game tonight.
Yes.
And, of course, the rest of the week.
Yeah, so tonight, 6 o'clock, Otis Spencer Stadium, Aaron Cohn and Rothschild. We're looking forward to being there with that and working with Terrence. And then on Thursday, we got CVCC basketball. And then we also have one more other game because we are not doing Columbus and Harris County flag football playoffs as originally we had planned on doing DJ, but we will be doing CVCC and then Central at Smith Station Wrestling, our second wrestling match. Look forward to doing that. Friday, got a bunch we're doing. Eufaula at Glenwood basketball, Arlington Christian at Calvary basketball, Russell County at Smith Station basketball, and then Burke County at Carver, and potentially Chatco at Brookzone basketball. So 5 events we're doing then. And then on Saturday, we got King of the County wrestling, and we got Tatnall Square at Calvary boys only. It's going to be a busy next couple of days, but Friday should be a lot of fun. 4 basketball games, and, of course, the semifinal between Burke and Carver.
While we're talking high school basketball, you got to give me a little spin on what's going on with the Russell County girls. Obviously, they are pretty doggone good.
Yeah, they beat Eufaula last night. They are now 8-0, and they will be our new number 1. I don't think there's any question about it. Why? Because coming into this week, we had Hardaway number 1, and then Russell County beat Hardaway 55-31. On Monday. Russell County, I think, with Mackenzie Word and Coach Jones' team took their licks 2 years ago as a young team. Last year was much improved, didn't make the playoffs, but looked like a team that was building towards something. And you're seeing the start they have now, 8-0. Really been impressed with Russell County Warriors and looking forward to seeing Coach Jones and his program make the playoffs this year and maybe even win an area/region championship.
All right, Thrift, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to have an opportunity to take you into the life of Coach Chris Stallard. He is a multi-talented and multi-championship winning coach of Aaron Cohn. He's the football coach, and he's got a big game tonight. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more coming up next on the Sportsvisions Morning Show. You're watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2. Sportsvisions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sportsvisions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning right here on Sportsvisions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning headlines. Nationally, President Donald Trump and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth face questions about the legality of a strike on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean. President Trump says he has yet to get all the information on the attack While Hegseth says he did not personally see survivors after the first strike, as he did not watch the second. In other news, the TSA announced that citizens without a real ID will have to pay a $45 fee to fly domestically beginning February the 1st. The agency says the fee is for a 10-day travel period. Lastly, in Harris County, the Board of Commissioners voted to deny the rezoning request of the land near Veterans Parkway and Gray Rock Road. This is the second time the board has denied the request since 2019. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings. Have a joyful rest of your day.
Good Wednesday morning. We are starting the day off cold with temperatures near freezing. Some of us will be seeing sub-freezing readings by daybreak. This afternoon, we're going to be seeing a little bit more sun across the area with a mix of clouds. Those highs remain cool with those temperatures in the mid to low 50s. Tonight, clouds build back with temperatures in the mid 30s. And tomorrow for Thursday, we're going to be watching overcast skies build back in as we track another wet weather pattern for the end of the week.
For 4 decades, Project Cheer and the Salvation Army have helped Georgia families through temporary crisis, keeping essential services on and hope within reach.
You can contribute to Project Share directly from your monthly electric bill, and Georgia Power will amplify your gift with a 150% match. To donate, visit georgiapower.com/Project Share or call 1-800-SAL-ARMY. Together, we can provide help for families in crisis. Please donate today.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game. Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug! Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down. Hey! Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, 12 to 3 on Sportsvisions 92.1. Now back to the Sportsvisions morning show. Here's Carver Tigers legend DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Welcome back to the Sportsvisions morning show. It's Hump Day. DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. Big shout out to Columbus State University's athletic director, Justin Hay, for coming on with us earlier this morning. But right now, let's go ahead and pull him up. A huge championship game, middle school championship game, football tonight at Otis Spencer Stadium. He is a reigning champion of middle school football, Coach Chris Stallings. Good morning, Coach.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you how you feeling, man?
I feel good. Every day is a blessing day, so I'm okay.
Absolutely. Hey, man, look, it's good to see that you made it back to another opportunity to win a ship.
Yes, sir.
And, of course, before we get into some of the heavy lifting that Thrift and I want to ask questions about, for the benefit of the people that don't know your background and where you're from, where you went to school, and how you came up to get into this point where you're one of the most sought-after middle school coaches in the state. So let's start over from the very humble beginnings.
From the beginning, born here in Columbus, Georgia. I'm a military brat, so I done traveled all across the world and stuff. My dad was in the military. I went to Kendrick. After graduating from Kendrick, I went to Alaska for a little bit, and I went into the military. I did 10 years, and I got out, and then I started coming into education, and I got here in 2020 during the year of COVID, and I did student teaching. And after that, they hired me on, and here I am now.
Coach, I want to ask you this. Again, this is a special skill. This is a special talent that has nothing to do with X's and O's. But, because of the recent outburst of the fans and the parents in the stands yelling and screaming out there about because you're coaching their babies too hard, that's something that has to be a part of what you bought into, because you knew coming in, and I know even now, it's tough. And I don't wish that on anybody, but I admire the fact that you are mild-mannered enough to take it and to understand and have however you get the communication back to those folks that, look, we're not going to tolerate that. But the whole state of the game, middle school and youth sports, talk to me a little bit about how you get your coaches' minds ready to deal with stuff like that.
The first thing we always say is stay off of social media, because you're going to see stuff on there. They're going to say stuff, and it is what it is. It's part of the game. Mostly because most of our coaching staff is ex-military.
Okay.
We have a discipline level, so it's dress right dress, no matter what. And for myself, even though I can hear people in the stands, it's like a tunnel vision. So the only thing I care about is what's happening in between those lines right then, and I can deal with everything else on the outside after.
The other part of that, before I let Thrift go at it, is that your principal, Stephon Lawrence, he is something else, man. He is so energetic. He's a bright young man, and again, it has to be an advantage of sort to have a guy like that 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 your boss ultimately is just as fired up as you are about your games coming up tonight. And I just talk about that experience and having that kind of support.
Oh, with Dr. Lawrence, he Aaron Cohn down. No matter what, from the top of his head to the soles of his feet. He rep Aaron Cohn all the way. And I guess between me and him, it's a mix because, like I said, I don't like talking in front of the camera. It's never about me. I always put it on everybody else. But Dr. Lawrence, he going to talk junk to you. He don't care. He going to make sure he in the building somewhere, and he going to put on the show just like the kids do and the parents and stuff so. I love working under him because he just motivates us even more.
Coach, let's talk about some of those key players this year. Obviously, Zach Watts is an all-world. He goes from playing with you, winning city championships, now to about to win a state championship. He's not going to know anything but winning, it seems like, man. But talk about some of the guys that have replaced Zach and those key ones from last year's dominant team to be even dominant this year.
Yes, sir. Last year, our goal was just to get to the championship and win it. We didn't think that we was going to score a whole bunch of points and shut everybody out. This year, it was just a mentality of showing everybody all these pieces that have been there and get their name out there. So right now we have Toronto Jenkins, running back, Major Garcia, Justin McLean, Matt McDowell, which most people know him as a basketball star.
Right.
You got Jordan Nicholson, Big Bryce, Patrick, Merritt, Cam Kyle, and it's a slew of a whole bunch of other kids, and Cam Arnold. And that's the 8th grade class that's just as dominant as the last 8th grade class because they bought into the system since they was a 6th grader.
Coach, talk about your assistant coaches. I know that you said you guys were prior military. Go ahead and shout out those guys and tell us what they do to help you guys win.
Oh, okay, then we got Coach Maurice Conley, ex-military, defensive guy. He does the dirty work where we need. I don't never go over there and say nothing about the defense. They got it. I just do what I need to do and stay out the way. Coach Jones, which is a female, she's ex-military. So if, the boys get in trouble, they are more likely to go to her for the discipline. They're more scared of her than us coaches, the rest of the coaches. And then our last one, Coach Williams, he been in the system, all-state running back at Kendrick. So me and him known each other for years. So, and he just came into the program and he just do his thing.
I love that, Coach, and I look forward to seeing Rothschild. They're undefeated as well. We'll have on their coach. What kind of problems do they potentially present not being able to – you haven't played them this year, and both of y'all being undefeated. I know you think they're a really good team, and it's going to be a great matchup.
Oh, yes, sir. We played them in the scrimmage, and they opened our eyes. I'll say that. And like the boy said, they were scared. So I said, that's what you need. Like, you need to play a team that's going to make you scared and try to get better. So, but Rothschild do have a great receiving core. Coach West was talking about that on Coach T-Flow's interview, and they do have a good receivers. They mesh together. Their line is pretty good, and they're young. So that's always going to be a problem. But, you know, everything is play by play, and each day is a different day.
Now, again, tell me about Toronto Jenkins. And again, I know that, and I don't want you to compare the two because obviously it's not fair. But this running back and this dynamic that he is, the way he's performing this year, talk to me about how he's so special.
Toronto, they be thinking he's a grown man when kids see him in the building. He's just a big kid, and he's not like Zach. Both of them different running style, but when the pass come on, it's just a different level that like both of them do. Like I love the way that Toronto, he comes into school and it ain't, even though he's like a superstar, he don't look down on nobody else. The little sixth graders, they love being around the eighth graders. So I love that about our school.
Coach, talk about the reputation that you have been building here over the past few years on winning a basketball championship, winning a middle school football championship. You know, and again, I'm just, you know, this is just going to dream for a minute. I know that, you know, the great coaches come from humble beginnings. And, you know, again, I don't know how many of them are actually grassroots from middle school on up, but I know that, you know, if is coaching at a higher level is that on your radar?
Oh, for sure, sir. That's always the ultimate goal, to keep moving up. Just like in education, I keep moving up. And that's why I always talk about Dr. Lauren, because I see him go from right here in the middle, and then he still keep going up. So my goal is to do that as well, even if it's in education, coaching, high school, college, or hopefully one day in the coaching on Sunday. So, but whatever God has for me, that's what I'm going to do.
Coach Stalin, talk to me about, you know, extracurricular activities with regards to your trade as a coach. Do you go to other seminars, conferences? Are you big on that? I mean, or do you just think, you know what you know, you have your few mentors and then you leave it at that?
Oh, no, sir. Like every day is a learning. I learn so much from the kids. Like sometimes we'll do a play and I'll be like, man, that ain't flowing. And they say, Coach, why don't you try this? And we try it. Like, I'm one of those player coaches, so if you feel like something's better, we'll do it. But seminars, other coaching styles, I study a lot. Just pick up East Coast mind. Like I use Midland's coach, Coach Edwards. I always talk to him because I see what he did, and he's very humble, and he has no social media or nothing. He just come out there and do his thing, and I love playing against coaches that's going to push me. And my last coach, Coach Calvin Hodge over there at Richards, he molded us a lot when we coached for Richards.
Yeah, I love that. And by the way, Coach Hodge had a pretty good player playing for Carver too, his son. So I look forward and seeing him grow too, Coach. But let's talk about back to tonight and the preparation leading up to it. You've had about 2 weeks off. Last week, obviously, Thanksgiving. But how's practice been this week? How do you feel about the guys, knowing this is going to be a massive game with a ton of people there? It's going to be streamed. It's going to be a big deal. How do you keep your guys composed, prepared, and ready to take on Rothschild?
We just got to keep them not being so silly in the building, period. But usually on game days, they lock in just like me. Like it's like game days, I don't really need to talk to nobody. I don't really be wanting to talk to nobody. I just come in here, do my job, and my mind just go through plays every day, and we just talk. And throughout this week, just practice. It ain't really practice, it's repetition. We just hitting stuff over and over just to make it better. That's all.
Coach Chris Stalling is our guest this morning on the Sportsvisions Morning Show, and he's the head coach of the Aaron Cohn football team, and they're going to be playing in the middle school championship today over at Otis Spencer Stadium. 6 o'clock kickoff going up against Rothschild. Coach, you know, you've had some successful players that played for you. Again, today is National Signing Day. Have you been coaching long enough that you know that some of the kids that you've coached in the past will be using this opportunity to take their talents to the next level?
Yes, sir. Most of those Carver boys, we played against them my first year here. Kobe, Tristan, all of them. They was on Fort and they beat us in the championship. So I done seen them. And every time is, I love all kids. I don't care if you beat me or I beat you. Like, if you need me to shout you out, I'm gonna shout you out. Like, that's how the love I have for all of them. But I love that they're getting signed and the younger kids can see that and know that they can get there too.
Yeah, no doubt. And I know that is a great motivation for your team. But it's like you go from football to basketball to the next sport. It's like you're nonstop, man. Why do you love keep the coach? Why do you love these kids so much? Why do you love staying busy, helping them develop and achieve their dream?
Because, being in the military, you don't know what happened. I done been deployed plenty of times and, the Lord done brought me back here all 3 times, and I thank him for that because I still got stuff to do. Like, he wake me up every morning because I still got things to accomplish and do, and I love just being in the building with seeing a kid that didn't know how to do something, then you look at them at the end of the season and be like, you did that. All we did was just put the tools in your mind.
Good deal. Coach Stalling, when you talk about, what you've been able to accomplish. And again, you got some hardware over there, man. You should be proud. But who are some of the people, current coaches today, that whether you know them or not, who are some of the people that are influences in your life and help you keep your mind and your focus on getting better each and every day?
One is Coach Hodge. We talk all the time. He give me stuff or he'll see something and he'll say, why don't you try this? And we'll just go through game stuff. One of my favorite coaches is Mike Thompson from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So
yes,
I model my game after him, and I like the way how he do it with the players. Like, he ain't got to yell all the time, and you can just talk to them and then let them see something or give them the chance to mess up, and then we correct it together. The coaching staff that I have here, my mom, for one, like, she always going to be in my corner. So, like, no matter what, I won't hear nobody else, but I'll hear her out there. So just those are most people that just been in my life that done stuff and that I just keep molding myself to get better and better.
Coach, I know just like your middle school is the feeder system to the high school programs, but the youth programs today, again, is the feeder system to the middle schools. And I know that we've had a lot of conversations in the past about a lot of the antics that go on the youth level. And again, sometimes it's more about the parents and than it is about the kids with all the shenanigans that go on. But what's your take or what's your feel? I don't want to get you in any trouble, and I don't want you to say something that's going to piss somebody off. But, at the end of the day, I still want to give you an opportunity to speak on that.
When it comes with the youth, I feel like it's just too close in personal life for us. Like, here in middle school, we have closed practices, like no parents, no nothing. Just let me have them for those 2 hours, and then I'll give them back to you, and then you can coach them from there. But usually, I done been to some youth games, and I sat on the sideline, so I know what they probably say at the youth games, and I know it's worse in the stands at a middle school game plus a high school game. But that's usually, I don't know what to say about that one.
Yeah. But look, man, my hat's off to you, man. I appreciate the fact that, you just keep grinding, you keep your head down, you keep digging, you keep loving on those kids, and you keep excelling, man. So keep up the great work. Good luck on, of course, your game tonight. I'll be watching you, man. And look, you have a great rest of your morning.
You too, sir.
All right.
Thanks,
That's
Coach.
Chris Stalling, man. I tell you, he is, they have to be buttoned up, man, because, again, they don't know how parents, the cousins, the aunties, grandma, and, I mean, they're dealing with all of that. And then they have to, at the end of the day, they have to make sure those kids are in the right frame of mind.
No doubt about it. So looking forward to seeing Coach Stalling and his Bulldogs taking on Rothschild tonight.
All right. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
This is Philip Davitt with E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse. It's the season of giving, and we need your support to help our community. Stop by E&S and drop off your canned food items, gently used coats, and unwrapped toys, and we're going to give you up to 10% off your purchase. A small donation can make a large impact in someone's life. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you for helping us give back to those in need in our community. Happy holidays from E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse, 3939 Macon Road here in Columbus. When it comes to giving, E&S is simply the best.
Attorney advertising, Georgia. Attorney 770, good law car accident lawyers. Pay after dramatization. Top dog does not mean we are the best. No guarantees of success.
I get a call from my wife. She tell me she just seen the dog on TV. I'm like, what dog? She said, Top Dog. He was on TV. I said, what was he doing? He was walking around. He tried to bite somebody. I'm like, what? She said it was a commercial on TV. They actually showed the dog. It was Top Dog. I know what I seen. I'm not seeing things. I know what I seen. He was big, very aggressive. He was fast. That was Top Dog. That was Top Dog. Bit one of them insurance companies. I seen it. It was on TV. I'm convinced now. If I get into an accident, that's who I'm calling. Should have seen the dog. Very big, very scary, very scary. Any accident, you make the call. You call the dog. You call the dog. Top Dog Law.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. Mm-hmm. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Find the most wonderful gifts at Macy's Friends and Family Sale with incredible deals on our best brands like Donna Karan, Avec Les Filles, Calvin Klein, and more, all at 30% off. Plus, take 15% off beauty and fragrance from Lancôme, Clinique, and Yves Saint Laurent. Or Star Rewards members can earn $20 in Star Money for every $100 spent on eligible brands. Going on now, only at Macy's Friends and Family Sale. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Your home for the Dan Patrick Show, 9 to 12 on Sportsvisions 92.1. Now back to the Sportsvisions Morning Show. Here's former Green Bay Packer DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Welcome back to the Sportsvisions Morning Show. It's Hump Day. It's always halfway through the week. I mean, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. We've been saying that all year long.
Man, we're going to say it's 2026 already.
Only 23 days, actually 22 days away from Christmas, man. I tell you what. And we're only 5 days away from, actually a little bit longer than that. We're only 8 days away from the Sportsvisions High School Football Awards luncheon. One of these two coaches and one of these players, one of the great players off either one of those teams, they're going to be walking in across the stage to take on the honors of Middle School Player of the Year. Of course, that's the Columbus Lions Middle School Player of the Year, as well as the Coach of the Year. Columbus Lions Coach of the Year this year will be, of course, from, again, this game tonight. If you want to sneak peek at one of the future stars that will be on the high school scene, this is a game that you want to see tonight.
100%, man. 6 o'clock. Aaron Cohn, Rothschild, should be a ton of fun, and we look forward to being there.
Enjoy talking to and catching up with Coach Chris Stahl. And, he is a military guy, and you understand, so you can understand the discipline. You can understand his ability to communicate and block things out, because this guy's been trained at a high level. And again, it definitely is an advantage for him to have his coaching staff all military as well.
Yeah, 100%. Discipline, discipline, discipline. And that's what that age group needs more than anything, is learning how to be disciplined.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll have the same opportunity to talk to Rothschild's head football coach, Cory West. And you'll be interested to get to know him as he can go into his background, because obviously he is not only from this area, but he is a former athlete as well. And again, he'll be able to catch us up and tell and maybe talk about some of the things that maybe you didn't know anything about. I know he's certainly going to enlighten me. I've been knowing Cory a long time, but so excited that he's in the championship game and has an opportunity to bring a championship to Rothschild.
Yeah, I am too, man. And looking forward to talking to Cory West and that receiving core that Coach Solon was talking about. So I'm assuming Aaron Cohn likes running it. Rothschild likes throwing it.
Yes, indeed. Thrift, we had an opportunity a little earlier to talk about Auburn's new head football coach, but now I want to talk about something that happened last night, and that was the 15th week of the college football ranking. And again, it blows my mind right off the bat. The fact that a team can lose and still move up. That was probably one of the most intriguing things that are in the poll. But as it stands right now, Ohio State, Indiana, and Georgia 1, 2, and 3. Texas Tech is number 4. Oregon is number 5. Ole Miss, it moved up to again the 6th spot. So they have moved up, even losing, Lane Kiffin. So what does that tell you automatically? What do you think? What do you think?
Listen, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Ole Miss has still got a decent team. I guess they're not taken to effect, even though 2 years ago they said Florida State couldn't make it because they didn't have their quarterback, and then a team loses their whole damn head coach, and that doesn't have a factor in at all. So I don't know anything anymore, DJ. And there's even another one that's, I think, even more egregious that's on this list, and we'll talk about it in just a moment.
Absolutely. And of course, number 7 is Texas A&M. Alabama is actually number 8, actually 9. Oklahoma is number 8. Notre Dame is number 10. And BYU and Miami, they check in at 11 and 12. I tell you what, Carson Beck in Miami, I tell you, they, looked, they started out like gangbusters, and then they took a nosedive. But he's really been lights out here the last several weeks. And Miami is really, really, really fighting to stay in. And again, I would be surprised if they didn't make it.
Yeah, I would like to square up with whoever's doing these committee rankings. I literally like to get in a boxing ring and just punch him in the head a couple times. And
You're not a physical guy.
Oh, DJ, on. You have no idea.
If
I could just take out all my frustrations out on these committee members and just, that was me smacking their head right now. Help me understand this, D. Miami beats Notre Dame.
Yes.
Notre Dame doesn't play in a conference. They don't have a conference championship. They didn't play anybody worth a damn all year, and the 2 teams they did, they lost to, A&M and Miami. Their best win is against USC and Pittsburgh. Those are their best 2 wins, and yet they're in the playoff above Miami. Help me understand that. Above Vanderbilt. Why is Notre Dame in? Why are they guaranteed a spot? What is the criteria to say they should be in over Miami? I don't understand it. Miami's not in, you're saying, because they're not going to win their AC championship. All right, that's cool. Why is Notre Dame in? They don't even play in a conference championship. They played a schedule that was weak. That is just name brand alone. That's a joke. They should not be in the playoff. I am against Notre Dame. I would 100% put Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt. I'm not even trying to make the case for Miami. Miami's a choke job too, and they lost the team they shouldn't have. Vanderbilt, their 2 losses this year, Alabama and Texas. Now, I know Texas is above them, but I would put anybody in over Notre Dame. I don't understand why they're in, and it kind of pisses me off, to be honest.
Well, again, Notre Dame, for all the ranting and raving that you're doing, you've been around long enough to know that obviously sometimes your favor and privileges go to royalty. And Notre Dame has been royalty since the beginning. They're still royalty now, even though we're in, times have changed. And, again, rather than beat yourself up, it is what it is. I mean, they have that favor. They have it, and it always has. And all the way back, I can remember to the days of me waking up to see Ara Parseghian and our Notre Dame football back in that was the only show in town. It was just the darling of the United States as far as college football. And again, long before the Georgia Bulldogs long before Alabama Crimson Tide, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish was a staple in college football on television. And again, they inherited what their predecessors left behind.
Yeah, and so we know that's the decisions that are being made, and then they're going to tell me it's the eye test. It's the eye test. Well, Miami beat Notre Dame. You saw it, and yet you still have them ranked ahead. When Notre Dame's playing better at the end of the season, Notre Dame played USC, and then a bunch of teams like Stanford, Purdue, Arkansas. Those teams suck. They're not good. They're terrible football programs. 2 of the 3 fired their coach middle of the season. I'm not getting it as this year's team. I get what you're saying, and I understand why that they're trying to put them in. I know what their reasoning is, but that is a terrible reasoning, and we got to be better than that. Let Texas, Vanderbilt, Miami, any of those 3 teams, I would have over Notre Dame. Aside from that, I think the rankings are fine. That's the only one that I just got a problem with.
I tell you what, speaking of these rankings, I tell you, money did not matter to one of these coaches. A BYU coach decided to stay where he is. I know Penn State was coming at him when they were throwing. They backed up the Brink truck. They put all the bags in, had filled them up, and then they couldn't even close the door. There was so much money that they wanted to throw at this guy. But again, I can't think of his name, but the BYU head coach decided to stay put, and I was glad to see that and of course, they have a very, very good chance of being in the playoffs as well.
Kalani Sittek, they take on. He's been at BYU since Bronco Mendenhall left back in 2015. He has won 11 games 3 times in the last 5 seasons. He has BYU in back-to-back years as a top 15, top 10 program. They're 11-1 this year. Their only loss was to Texas Tech earlier in the year, and they actually got smoked by them. So we'll see how this one plays out. The winner of that Texas Tech BYU game, as of now, they got Texas Tech at number 4. If Tech loses to BYU, that could really shake up some things. Does Texas Tech get in as an at-large? And then if that's the case, that means BYU's in as a conference champ. That means somebody's going to be losing their spot that is in right now. And then they still, and this is another thing that upsets me, they still got to put a group of 5 team in. And that group of 5 member could be a number 22 Tulane, a number 24 North Texas, or number 25 JMU. Why are any of those teams sniffing the damn playoffs? D, come on.
I know it, man. I tell you, again, and this is just me, and I don't know if it's anybody else, but Indiana, I don't know who. I mean, I haven't seen them, and don't judge me. I have not seen them play one game. I don't know how in the hell that they could be number 2 in the country. Texas Tech, the same thing. But again, I know that I haven't seen them, but they're going to have to prove it to me, man, that they are worthy of being where they are. And I know that they've won all the games on this. They're playing, and the voters are voting them in. But I got to see something. Now, they got to show me.
They played 2 ranked games this year. One was at Illinois, who at the time was ranked number 9. They won 63-10. Illinois ended up finishing 7-5 this year. The other one was at number 3 Oregon. That is their best win by far. It's not even close. At the time, Oregon was ranked number 3. They're ranked number 5 right now, and they won that 30-20. That is a really good win, and that's the only one. Michigan State fired their coach. UCLA fired their coach. Maryland losing record. Penn State fired their coach. Wisconsin losing record. Purdue 2-10. Those were the last 6 games of the season. And then prior to that, they beat Iowa. Decent win at Iowa, who's 8-4. And then here's their non-conference schedule. And this is where I'm with you, DJ. Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State. Well, Kennesaw State's in their conference championship, but come on, man. These are group of 5, lower tier group of 5 teams. Very easy schedule. I would not be shocked if Ohio State beats them by 3 touchdowns. They did last year. Remember, Indiana's only loss last year was at Ohio State. But with that being said, there's something about this Cignetti guy. They got Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback, who's right now leading the Heisman, and is the favorite. If Indiana pulls off the upset, it'd be incredible, man. They would go into the college football playoffs, the number 1 ranked team in America. I don't think in my lifetime I'd ever think I'd say that about Indiana.
All right. With that said, don't go anywhere. Rothschild's head football coach is coming right up. Coach Cory West You're watching Facebook Live and you're listening to WLCC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto.
Stay tuned. More local and national sports coverage next on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
J. Smith Lanier and Company is now Marsh & McLennan Agency. We remain a full-service insurance, retirement, and risk management firm specializing in employee benefits, commercial insurance, surety, and personal insurance. It's our business to be there for you in the moments that matter, as we have for over 150 years, protecting what and who matters most. Marsh & McLennan Agency is one of the largest insurance brokerages in the United States, offering high-touch service by trusted local insurance specialists. Located in Brookstone Center Office Park and online at marshmma.com.
Cory's Furniture Express, your express way to saving.
The holidays are here, and Cory's Furniture Express is your holiday shopping headquarters with over 106,000 square feet of in-stock merchandise. You'll find something for everyone on your list with special savings throughout the store on lamps, rugs, recliners, tables, and more. And that's only at Cory's Furniture. You're going to love this place. Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika. Merry Christmas.
Many Americans have missed regular dental care in the past few years. It's important to see a dentist twice a year to identify any problems early. Taking care of your oral health helps overall health. Brushing at least twice a day with fluoride toothpaste and flossing daily can help prevent oral health problems. For more information, visit hrsa.gov/oral-health.
I have a friend, about 50, had a bad accident and couldn't go back to work. If you're between the ages of 49 and 63 and can't go back to your job because of a physical or mental disability, Social Security could pay you as much as $3,800 a month. If you or a family member is unable to work because of a disability, call the Social Security Disability Helpline. Our team will give you a free case review and explain to you how much money you're entitled to. And you won't pay anything unless we get you benefits. See if you or a family member is entitled to close to $45,000 a year in Social Security disability funds. Remember, this is not something for people over the age of 65. If you're under 65 and can't work, call now.
800-413-7642. 800-413-7642. That's 800-413-7642.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Here's Denver Broncos 1987 AFC champion DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Yeah, welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Good Wednesday morning. It's a great day for a great day. Go ahead, Thrill. Go ahead. Don't do that. That song is too good. No.
This Christmas.
Dude, Ever, don't do it. Don't do it. You're screwing it up my spirit. And again,
Donnie, don't. Rest in peace,
Welcome
Donnie.
back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sports Vision Morning Show. DJ Jones, Rip Behringer, and Richard Holdridge is on daddy duty, and we appreciate him so much for everything that he does. Big shout out to Justin Hay, the athletic director over at Columbus State University. He was with us, and of course, the head football coach Chris Stalling from Aaron Cohn was with us earlier. But right now, let's go ahead and bring him up. Cory West, Coach West over at Rothschild, man. It's going to be fireworks going on tonight at Otis Spencer Stadium. Good morning, man. You're looking sharp, brother.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. How we doing this morning?
Wonderful, wonderful. Cory is glad to have you here. Glad to know that you'll be playing in the championship game tonight. And but I tell you, for the folks that don't know who you are out there, you're an accomplished athlete within your own right. And I wanted to let you paint that picture. There's some people out there that know you. There's a lot of people out there that don't know you. But in addition to, before we start talking about your team and tonight's game, go ahead and let everybody know where you came from, where you went to school, who poured into you to get you to this point in your life.
Okay. Cory West, born and raised here in Columbus, Georgia, product of D. Carver High School. Went into the military, spent about a long time, but was a great athlete here in the Tri-City area at Carver. Played up under the great Richard Mahone, and that's the guy who poured into me to where I'm at to this day, sitting in this seat where I'm at today. So he was a very big influence on my life, great mentor. Love him to death. Hey, coach, that's coach. Yeah.
Cory, when you talk about coaching and when you talk about coaching football, and after a long military career, when did that light go off in your head? When did you realize, okay, I want to be a coach?
Well, I mean, be honest with you, I think it was just a calling. It's nothing that I asked for. It was just something that, my boys played football, just being around it. And, one day, one guy by the name of Harold Funderburg, South Columbus Raiders. I was out there, at my son practice, and he was like, "Hey man, come. I know you helped out South Columbus before when you was younger. How about you coming to join us?" Because I think he saw the military background structure in me, so gave him a chance, and here we are today, still coaching football.
Coach West, Rothschild means a lot to me. My granddad coached there in the 80s and 90s, put up a lot of those banners in there. So I look forward to seeing you on the call. Talk about why Rothschild's such a special place, man, and why it's a perennial powerhouse, and you're glad that it's back. They're back on top. You've done a great job at it.
So, Thrift, I'm gonna share a moment with you. Your grandfather was my middle school coach over at
Holy smokes.
So
nice.
he was one of those guys who, man, I tell you, he always encouraged me. And he used to tell the stories about Rothschild. And to be honest with you, Rothschild has a rich tradition of winning championships. So, if you know the history of Rothschild, that we were called the home of champions. And it's a reason why they call the home of champions, because when you walked in that gym, in the Chris Cox gym, man, you got banners on top of banners where we ran out of room for banners. So we had to reorchestrate the banners in the gym. So what we're trying to do here now at Rothschild is we're trying to continue that legacy of home of champions.
Coach, talk about the time off. I know you had a holiday in between that, but 2 weeks, man, between the last game and then a big championship game. What is the mindset? What do you tell these guys? How do you operate? How do you work these guys into a position to get ready to compete for a championship after being off for 2 weeks?
Well, really, we were enough. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's no off days. And DJ, you're a football guy. Hey, if you're practicing during that Thanksgiving break, then that means something's going well for your football team. How we stay focused, how we stay grounded. My team identity is accountability. So we use the word accountability for everything. I mean, as far as the classroom, grades, behavior. So accountability is our thing, and so that's what we thrived off of.
I love it, Coach. I love how you're dressed right now. Sharp as all get out, dress to handle business tonight. Let's talk about, we had Coach Stalling on, and he said, man, they got a receiving core that is nasty. Talk about why you throw the ball over the field. That's not really normal, especially at the middle school level. So it's pretty unique seeing that you have receivers as good as you do. Talk about those key contributors, your quarterback, and guys that have made a difference this year on your team.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start off with my quarterback. He was one of the first guys who came in when I got the job over here at Rothschild. He was one of the kids who came in and worked hard from day one, and we just worked for the past 3 years. I remember a saying when my son was at Carver, and one of the coaches told me he's going to have to wait his time. And I think this kid has waited his time. And I think everything that he's accomplished over the 3 years is showing at this point. Now, far as the receiver guys, you got to understand those guys' relationships. So, like, those guys that get at it every weekend. They called me over the break. I was at home with my feet propped up, and those guys wanted to go work. So I came, ran into the school, and opened the field up for them so those guys can work. So they're a good core together. So they do what they need to do as teammates and players. So I can't be more proud of those guys. So their work is showing. I just hope it shows tonight.
Coach Cory West is our guest this morning on the Sports Visions morning show, and he is the head football coach of Rothschild Leadership Academy.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell you, man, it's a privilege to have you on, Cory, knowing your background and knowing how you came up through. Richard was my cousin, or it was my cousin. He is my cousin. And, and I know what he stood for. And, again, I can see how it exudes out of you and into your kids. But, more importantly, when you talk about, the sixth grader, a seventh grader, and eighth grader, do the sixth graders get to play on the varsity, on the middle school team as well?
I have a couple. I have one kid who's actually a starter. He's a starter defensive back for me. He's a sixth grader, man. So my thing is, if you can play, you can play. So you if you're a player, you're a player. At the end of the day, I play sixth graders. My quarterback, he started as a sixth grader. My running back, they started as sixth graders. So it's parents. It's possible for a sixth grader to start in middle school football. So those guys played and we're still young. We still got seventh graders. My whole O-line was sixth graders last year. 4 out of 5 they started as sixth graders. So I play sixth graders. So hey, they step in, and those guys been playing from Twin City, Eastway, South Columbus, Clubview. Those guys have been playing football since they're 4. So if you can play football, you can play football.
And the reason I went there, because, again, I do know when they did add, I know a lot of people was bucking on the fact that they let sixth graders play with the seventh and eighth graders. But, growing up, my dad and my parents allowed me to play up with, Dale was 3 years older than me. So I was, 8 years old playing with 11, 12, 13-year-old kids. And, it means for a better, opportunity to develop. And that's, I just wanted to get your take on that. And, of course, but the biggest development between a sixth, seventh, and eighth grader, can you kind of categorically take us through the development process, meaning that at sixth grade, something happens a little different at the next level, at the next grade. And then finally, when they get ready to go on to high school, and then they get into be freshmen, they're really behind the 8 ball as ninth graders in high school. But talk about middle school, sixth, seventh, and eighth graders.
Okay, so eighth graders, it's always going to be genetics. Your eighth graders going to be bigger, faster, and stronger than the sixth graders. All right. Seventh grade, you normally those are the guys who, if you're a skilled guy, you work out fine. So that's when the CYFs and the Twin Cities and the Blazers, Wildcats, and all those guys come into play. I don't think we give a lot of youth coaches a lot of credit because when I first got this job, I started with like only 4 kids that ever played football. I mean, kids doesn't know anything about it. Nothing. So now with the kids coming in with that background from youth football to travel football, those guys are a little bit more knowledgeable. So it gives the sixth graders an upper hand over a lot of the other eighth and seventh graders. But your eighth grade is going to be bigger. Your seventh grade is going to be big, and your sixth grade is going to be small. But eventually, once they get to that eighth grade, they'll look in size as needed.
All right, Coach, let's talk about some of the guys that are on your staff and coaching staff that have helped out and helped you get to this point undefeated in the championship game.
Okay, I'm going to start off with my OC, Lamel Ages. He's a graduate of Carver High School, also played at the University of Auburn. When I tell you this is my guy, he's a football guy. When I say football guy, he eats, sleeps, and breathes football. He coached on the high school level, so when he came and joined the staff, man, he brought so much knowledge, and the way he's able to teach and break down the game to these guys is phenomenal. I have nothing but the most utmost respect for this guy. He's a great guy. My DC is Nigel Sim. He played at Alabama State, and he played at the Carver High School also. So
all right.
And so he has a great deal of football knowledge as well, and he teaches great, man. I'll tell you, he's wonderful with the kids. We have Deshae Hubbard. He's the assistant DC. He's a graduate of Spencer High School. Played at Tuskegee University. So these guys, man, and I can't forget about Dwayne Melvin, another graduate of Carver High School, and he played at Point University, man. So the coaching staff is football guys, except with myself. I was a basketball guy, but I still, dibbled and dabbed and did football. But my staff, man, they're awesome, man. I love them to death.
Good deal, Coach. Tell me about what the game plan, not necessarily the game plan, but the schedule today. I know you got school, but obviously as far as this huge game tonight, what's the structure? When will you have an opportunity to gather your guys? When will you have an opportunity to give that last speech or however it is, and then before you guys take off and go over to the stadium, or what in no particular order? How's that itinerary gonna affect your team this afternoon?
So the first thing is first, we're going to focus. I meet with them before every game. Actually, they're with me now. DJ, I'm going to let you take a look at these guys.
All right. What's up,
nice. There they are. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stay focused. We go into class. We doing what we need to do. And 3 o'clock, it's game time. That's when we get in our game mode. That's when we start talking about the things that we need to do, getting dressed, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I'm in the classroom with half of them. So, we there. We locked in.
Coach, my last question for you is, when did they develop that saying, rock boys, or what is it, rock something?
Yeah, rock boys, it's always been a thing, but it's just been low key. And I think when I came aboard, I had to find some kind of identity for those guys, and it was part of my changing the narrative vision. So we came up with the Rock Boys. So yeah.
I love that name, and the Falcons. Let's talk about that offense. Throw it all over the field. Are you expecting something similar tonight? It's going to be cold. How do you think the weather is going to dictate how the play calling is going to be, or y'all going to go out and do what you do best?
Oh, well, we're just going to go out and play Rothschild football. Like I said, these guys have been playing for a while, so they know a great deal of football. So we're going to try to go play great football. We're trying to prepare these guys for high school. So we throw a lot at them. So they've been taking on the challenge. So we're just gonna go play Rothschild football.
Coach, we appreciate you joining us this morning, and I tell you, man, I wish you and your team the best of luck.
Awesome.
But in the meantime, man, you have a great rest of your morning, and we'll be watching you this evening.
Hey, I appreciate y'all guys. Hey, y'all have a great one.
Yes, sir, Coach. Looking forward to seeing you tonight.
All right, Coach West.
Yeah, man.
Man, I like that. He showed those kids were disciplined. They were quiet. You didn't hear any talking to anybody, man. That was impressive.
That was very impressive. I really love what Coach West has done over there. Another ex-military guy that discipline him. I love what Coach Stalling and him are able to do. And if you're not able to get out in the cold tonight, guess what, DJ? You can sit by the fire, put a log on, and watch it on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. So look forward to being there, and it's going to be a lot of fun seeing these two teams face off once again.
All right, good stuff. Let's go ahead and take a short break. You're watching Facebook Live as well as you're watching YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning headlines. Nationally, President Donald Trump and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth face questions about the legality of a strike on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean. President Trump says he has yet to get all the information on the attack, While Hegseth says he did not personally see survivors after the first strike, as he did not watch the second. In other news, the TSA announced that citizens without a real ID will have to pay a $45 fee to fly domestically beginning February the 1st. The agency says the fee is for a 10-day travel period. Lastly, in Harris County, the Board of Commissioners voted to deny the rezoning request of the land near Veterans Parkway and Gray Rock Road. This is the second time the board has denied the request since 2019. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings. Have a joyful rest of your day.
Good Wednesday morning. We are starting the day off cold with temperatures near freezing. Some of us will be seeing sub-freezing readings by daybreak. This afternoon, we're going to be seeing a little bit more sun across the area with a mix of clouds. Those highs remain cool with those temperatures in the mid to low 50s. Tonight, clouds build back with temperatures in the mid 30s. And tomorrow for Thursday, we're going to be watching overcast skies build back in as we track another wet weather pattern for the end of the week.
Attorney advertising, Georgia. Attorney 770, good law car accident lawyers. Paid after dramatization. Top dog does not mean we are the best. No guarantees of success.
I get a call from my wife. She tell me she just seen the dog on TV. I'm like, what dog? She said, Top Dog. He was on TV. I said, what was he doing? He was walking around. He tried to bite somebody. I'm like, what? She said it was a commercial on TV. They actually showed the dog. It was Top Dog. I know what I seen. I'm not seeing things. I know what I seen. He was big, very aggressive. He was fast. That was Top Dog. That was Top Dog. Bit one of them insurance companies. I seen it. It was on TV. I'm convinced now. If I get into an accident, that's who I'm calling. Should have seen the dog. Very big, very scary, very scary. Any accident, you make the call. You call the dog. You call the dog. Top Dog Law.
Your Wedding, presented by PMB Broadcasting, is Columbus's most complete bridal show. Join us January 11th from 1 to 4 at the Columbus Ironworks on Front Avenue. This is the perfect opportunity for brides in the area to plan their entire wedding in one day, in one location. You and your bridal party will have exclusive access to the best services in the wedding industry, including DJs, cakes, florists, hotels, travel agents, photographers, and so much more. Want to be a vendor? Contact PMB Broadcasting at 706-327-1217.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game. Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug. Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down. Hey! Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Covering local and national sports. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show on Sports Visions 92.1. Drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Green Bay Packers. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Behringer in the building. Big shout out to Coach Cory West over at Rothschild, man. I tell you, the Falcons, the Rock Boys. You didn't know anything about the Rock Boys.
The Rock Boys taking on the Dogs.
Yes, indeed. That's going to be a nice one tonight. That's going to be a nice call for you. Who's going to be calling with you?
I'll be with Terrence Flowers. Richard will be up there, too. We're going to try a three-man. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk and hype them up, and then look forward to interviewing one of the coaches, whoever wins the championship tonight. So look forward to it, man.
So Terrence and Richard are going to do color, and you going to do play-by-play?
Yeah, but we may let Richard do play. But listen, it's going to be in kind of an orthodox type broadcast. We want to have fun. That's what it's about. We want to talk and promote the kids, and look forward to being there tonight and going all out for these middle school guys. It's a big deal to them. They love being known that they're gonna have their games broadcast too, like their high school compadres. So look forward to seeing them.
I'll be on the field looking at it live, but I'll also
you better be warm.
I'll have my earphones in as well.
Yeah, well, you better dress warm tonight, DJ.
I have my hoodie on.
You got your
gloves. I got my gloves. I got them already. Yep. So you see, I got some of the, and then I better put my long johns on.
No, I'll have long johns on too. Even though I'll be in the press box, we always have to open up the window, so it's going to be cold anyway. So we're excited to be there. tonight, DJ. And I'm glad that we were able to interview Chris Salling and Cory West. You saw those two guys. They're proud of their teams. They're proud of their accomplishments. It's a big deal to them, and it's a big deal to this city. So I hope everyone can be in attendance at Otis Spencer Stadium tonight.
Well, it's 37 right now, and they're saying that it's going to be 47 at kickoff. So it's going to be interesting. But again, in that wide open field over there, that little area gets a little bit colder, outside than it right inside, because it's almost like a refrigerator.
Yeah, and then you got to think too, the wind comes right through the stadium because of the way how it is. It doesn't have closed in, so you'll get that gust for sure, man. It's gonna be a nippy one, and then on Friday it looks like rain, which God, that just makes for. I hate rain and the cold. That's the worst, man. They're gonna play the game, so I'm hoping that clears up and we don't have to deal with it. But it's probably gonna be an ugly one on Friday.
Going back to the attendance part of these middle school games, man, I'm looking for it to be a really, really rang dang doodle of a time over there. I expect it to, because again, you get a little discouraged. I know Carver with the first couple of rounds that they've had, it's been a so-so crowd. And I know that there's more out there that are going to be coming on Friday. But, these middle school folks, they don't play around.
No, 100%. They do not play around, man. And they're going to be out in full attendance tonight and cannot wait to see them in support. And then I hope they turn around and come back on Friday for that Carver-Burke County game.
Again, going back, the question that I asked him about the sixth graders playing with the seventh and eighth graders, man, that was a no-no back in the day.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
No,
you could not play six. If you were not allowed to play.
Sixth graders couldn't even come to the school.
No.
They were still in elementary. Sixth grade was the highest level of elementary school.
Yeah, and now they're being key contributors on a championship team. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, man, looking forward to that. What's your early thinking, man? I know both of these teams are undefeated. I know. Have you seen them play at all?
I saw Aaron Cohn last week, and they won by 150 points. And listen, the last 2 years, they have just obliterated everybody. It hasn't even been close. Last year we were there and did the championship game, another dominant performance. I just got a feeling tonight's going to be a little different. I think Rothschild's going to keep it close. I think this game's going to go down to the wire, and I think we're going to be in for a lot of people tuning in tonight. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Look forward to it.
Absolutely. 706-324-1420 is the number to call. I put it out there earlier in the show. Today's National Signing Day. So again, lives will be changed as these young men will have an opportunity to commit to the next level, playing at the next level. And again, congratulations to all of the kids, no matter where they're going. I mean, obviously, we're not just celebrating and honoring the 5 and 4 stars. We're honoring all of the kids that are having an opportunity to go to the next level, whether that's, D3, D2, D1. It all is a wonderful opportunity because we think that it's D-free at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's it. And signing on to go to the next level. That's the biggest thing, DJ. We're helping kids get a scholarship.
And I'm a little disappointed because we don't have anybody calling in. And I know that there's kids all over the Tri-City area. I know that they're a few names that we have. And I wanted to, maybe get a call from somebody that, we don't know about it. And I know that some moms, some dads, some aunts and uncles, some grandpa, grandmas, they're happy that their kids are getting an opportunity to go to the next level. So again, if you would just call in or just join us on the chat, because we want to celebrate these young men even before that we have an opportunity to celebrate them next Thursday down at St. Luke Ministry Center for Sportsvisions 18th annual High School Football Awards Luncheon presented by Aflac.
I look forward to it, DJ. It should be a ton of fun next Thursday, having Courtney Morgan there representing all the people. And I tell you what, DJ, I got a ton of my guys on Georgia Alabama Sports Live that are just begging me, you can put a good word in for DJ? I'd love to be in attendance.
Oh, absolutely. I can tell you that right now. Anybody, how many you got? You got 20, 30? How many guys you got?
I got a good group. It's around 20 guys that would love an opportunity to be there. And I told them it's an experience. It really is. I can't explain it enough. This is the biggest event sports-wise we have in our area. I mean, it's not even close. And I look forward again to representing all the schools. And then they take pride in it. And I hope, and this is my turn, DJ, I hope and pray that teams within this area take it as seriously as teams like Auburn, Troup County, who drive an hour or 45 minutes and are here early and on time.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
really hope that people in this area that's 10 minutes from them, free meal, your kids get an award, Why the heck would you not come to it? And you get to miss school. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to be in attendance. Everybody's going to be there. Don't make any sense.
And you know what, Thrift? We probably gave too much credit to them to even acknowledge them because it's so few and far between. I mean, it's always a big crowd that shows up. It's only a few people, and so again, for us to acknowledge those few people that take the liberty to not necessarily think that this is important. I think that we gave them a little bit more again, attention than they deserve.
I really wanted to more shine a light on Auburn and Troup County and those schools that are outside this area and that are thrilled and feel privileged to be a part of this luncheon.
We're talking LaGrange. We're talking Callaway. We're talking Lynette.
Opelika.
Beauregard. I mean, these folks come in. And again, this is bigger than just the all-by city. This is bigger than just the Muskogee County School District. This is 28, 32 teams that are in our viewing area, our listening area. People ask, they say, well, DJ, what made you go beyond? Well, when we started, our television show, these people could see the areas and we broadcast into those communities.
They knew who you were.
And exactly. So again, we could not have an event and just honor the kids here in town. And we had to, our show, the Sportsvisions television show that Dale and I both started 21 years ago, was seen in and around the Columbus and the Bi-City areas.
Yeah, 100%. And I love the fact that you keep expanding it and look forward to seeing all these teams next Thursday at 11 o'clock.
Absolutely. Hey, man, listen, I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll hopefully have an opportunity to hear from one of the biggest stars in high school football broadcasting for quite some time. He's been in it for almost 30 years. His name is Nelly, affectionately known to me, a.k.a. John Nelson. And he'll be up with us in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Facebook Live, and you're listening to WLTZ HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
I pull up like Jimmy Neutron. Looking up, you get a move on. Like you haul, and I know.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here on Sports Visions 92.1.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. One of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Veterans, download the VA Health and Benefits mobile app. It's like a one-stop shop for veterans using VA healthcare.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. You're waking up with a Sports Visions Morning Show on Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to former Green Bay Packer DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
She said, take your time. Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Behringer in the building. Boy, I tell you what, turn that up a little bit. I like that. Yeah.
Listen, this is what Aaron Cohn's hoping to be played tonight.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. We appreciate the fact that you allow us to help you get your day started. We want to give a big shout out to Justin Hay, of course, who is the athletic director of Columbus State University, as well as the 2 coaches that will be in the middle school championship games today at Otis Spencer Stadium, 6 o'clock. That's Chris Stalin with Aaron Cohn and Coach Cory West with Rothschild. And Thrift, you're going to be on the call with Terrence Flowers and, of course, Richard Holdridge. Big Rich! And I'll be on your unofficial sideline report.
I can't wait, DJ. And hopefully you come up to the booth, do some interviews, too. You've been a huge advocate of celebrating these middle school players and coaches and look forward to being there tonight, 6 o'clock, Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and bring him up right now.
There he is.
The heart and soul of Georgia GPB Sports. How about this? I'll just say that. And his name is John Nelson, better known to me as Nelly. Good morning, sir.
Great morning.
I was just getting down with my bad self, trying to search with the music that you guys were laying out, coming out of break. And this also gives me the opportunity to try and tramp down what morning hair is going to look like.
Man, I'm so used to seeing you dressed up, seeing you dressed down. Obviously, you look like a different person.
Well, to be honest, I prefer to be dressed down, and because you kind of lose oxygen north of the neck when you're wearing the tie and the dress shirt.
Right.
You can't quite think at 100% because everything's all choked up. You're trying to sit there, like, okay, so what am I doing? Well, the tie is preventing me from thinking. So no, when I'm in the morning show gear, it's like it's all dialed up. You find your dearly departed football teams that no longer exist.
Right.
All the gear, and you just kind of sit there and crush it. But no, it's always good to be with you, Shop, and Holdy to kind of chop it up a little bit.
Thank you so much.
I have no earthly clue what you want to talk about. So let's go.
Absolutely. That's why we love to have you on, because I can just do this to you. I'm going to pitch you the softball and let you hit it out of the park. First and foremost, Nelly, obviously, everybody loathes and loves you this time of year because you are coming to them on football, and the playoffs are right now.
You're a funny man, DJ.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I try to carry myself that way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But listen, all seriousness
Mm-hmm.
aside, all silliness aside, you have been through several rounds of the Georgia high school football, and again, what has been the most intriguing call? Don't leave out the big brawl and all the suspensions.
No. I'm not. I just for me, it's always chasing after the folks that are there for the first time in a long time.
Yeah,
and I always give me a good story as opposed to something shiny that everybody's going to gravitate toward. Hey, look, there's all these 5 stars. Okay, that's cool. I get it. And Georgia is the number 3 sport in Georgia is the number 3 state in the country when it comes to athletes heading to the next level when it comes to the American football. But give me a team like Sumter County that gave us Scorigami earlier this year when they played Carver Columbus.
Yeah.
When was the last time? When was the last time that we had an 11-8 regular season game? Outside of maybe baseball or something like that. But no, give me great defenses like we've got with Will Rogers. Give me, when you've got a matchup coming up this weekend where it's Heard County and Toombs in Franklin. Last week I think we had 2 walk-off field goal winners. Marist with a walk-off winner from like 35 to beat North Oconee, the defending champ in their class. And then you had Matt Gooch, who hit one at 2 seconds left up in Franklin to send Fitzgerald home in a game that was absolutely out of control. It finished 39-38. Give me great stories like that. Give me a Bowden. Give me a Lincoln County making it all the way back to this particular part. Give me Blakely, Georgia, and Early County. Give me those stories where the community rolls up at 4:30, looks at each other, and it's like, it's 3:58. Sorry, we're rounding up. Bank's closed, and we're going to the game. Give me those kind of stories, man.
Yeah, I love that too, John. And one of the biggest storylines though last week was Grace, and they got smacked, man. Yeah. Holy smokes! What was your thoughts on Carrollton and the Wood to the number 1 team and one of the top teams in the country?
Well, it was number 1 versus number 11 on our air nationally, and when it was 14-0, you're kind of sitting there going, okay, this is why they're the number 1 team in the country. But I think that a lot of folks maybe underestimate Joey King and his staff and how they're able to game plan around a situation. And when it was 14-7, then you have Cam Wood breaking off incredible runs. Right now, Cam Wood, I'm fairly certain that that West Georgia better hang on to him. And he's going to be getting some looks from some go-5s when it comes to the next level, because when you have someone who's 5'9" and basically a bowling ball, it's going to lower his head. He's just going to plow through you. We've seen him twice this year, Cam Wood, and he has just broken a lot of tackles and gotten a lot of yards, and it's been a fun watch for someone to just kind of sit there and maybe underestimate Cam a little bit because of his size and his stature. There's an old Latin proverb. I had to take 2 years of Latin in high school and 2 semesters in college. If I took the 3rd semester, I would have gotten an artis baccalaureus degree instead of the Bachelor of Sciences. And there's an old proverb that says, parvus sed potens, small but powerful. And that's what you get out of Cam Wood in that running game. The adjustments that Carrollton had last week, even the game at 14. And then I think that we saw what happens when maybe you're not tested during the regular season. And I don't think that Grayson's players were used to playing a full 48 minutes out on the field. You know, they're used to having, they're used to, going out in shifts and having shift changes. And you're like, oh, okay, so that means that we're up by 28. That means that the next guy gets some reps and those kinds of things. I mean, DJ knows the value of making sure that your first team and your second team are valuable to you because you'll need them later in the year when it comes to your depth. But if your first team isn't tested, when you get into a game like what we saw, then maybe you sit there and it's like, maybe they should have been out a little longer. And you saw cramping happening with Grayson's players. So you saw Carrollton take advantage of the situation, and it was 34 unanswered, and we were shocked at the end of the night.
John Nelson is our guest this morning on the Sports Visions Morning Show. And John, when we talked to you about the game, we talked to you about the actual stats and who does what. I love that. But I'm also,
who said there was going to be math on this show, man?
That right, that part. But I love to use this as a teaching moment to our Sports Visions Nation out there, because the studio show that you guys are currently doing, as you and the female, I can't think of her name. What's her name?
Nikki Noto Palmer. Yes.
Nikki, you and Nikki went. What you guys do is extraordinary, and
Awesome.
I want to be able. Let's peel back a few layers, and just because I don't want to get too in depth, but I want you to know that doesn't go unnoticed. I mean, that's a great part of informing everybody about what's going on all over the state with all the games, all the brackets, and just talk to us a little bit about that production team and the people that support you guys and making sure you guys pull that off.
Yeah, it is insane what the folks behind the camera do to make sure that we look at 100%. The analogy that I give when it comes to live television, how many of you, show of hands, how many of you have a dog at home? Do you have any pets, dogs, anybody, anyone? Bueller? Okay. So, when you have a dog and the dog likes to go out to like the local lake and you throw the stick in the water, the dog likes to dive into the pond or the lake and get wet and bring the stick back to you. When you throw the stick into the pond, the dog dives in, does the big splash and chases after the stick. What do we see from the dog above the water line?
Yeah, just the head.
You just see the head and just the breathing and everything's rolling and everything looks calm and all that. What's happening below the water line?
Those legs are going 100 miles an hour.
That is what people don't see, to make sure that what goes out on the air looks like the dog above the water line. And so we have a 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll kind of go through a rundown most of the week. And then 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll kind of get together and we'll share coaches' cell phone numbers and things like that. And then the commander, Steve Graham, who has a contact list bar none, he'll sit there and he'll start texting coaches, hey, if you win, we'd like to have you on the show. And we've got we have a rundown. It's like, okay, literally the rundown is like this: bracket, coach, bracket, break. Bracket, literally, and that's what it is. It literally is, you show a bracket, you bring in a coach, you talk to the coach for a couple of minutes, you go out, you come back to a new bracket. Maybe you've got a new coach. Maybe Nikki and I have to fill for a little bit of time. Maybe Nikki and I have to fill for a lot of bit of time. Then we'll go to commercial break and we'll regroup and we'll do it all over again. We don't know. We have the list of the coaches that we're kind of chasing after in a perfect world, but we don't know who we get until our producer, who has been Lori Cover or Christy Rivero this season. We don't know until they tell us in our ear who we have. So literally, we're going through brackets and things, and it's like, okay, where do you want to go? And so if Nikki is doing an interview with a coach, producer's talking to me, it's like, where do you want to go? And literally, it's like a third base coach watching a Clingstone game. It's like, looking down at the batter at home plate. It's like, okay, so what bracket do you want? And I'll go like, okay, so 6, and I'll go full. So that way it means it's just that one page instead of going bracket to bracket, and I stand up and we sit there and we have page down, and I go to the back of the room and we go graphic drops down, we come back full, all that fancy stuff literally is a bunch of hand signals. And having worked together for 13 years, you kind of know where that other person's going to go.
True.
And Nikki is one of the great bass guitarists of a band that you could have. And what I mean by that is this, and DJ as an appreciator of fine music, when you've got a great bass guitarist,
yes,
what does that mean with your band?
My band is damn good.
Yes. And so that means that bass guitarist can keep the beat while lead guitar goes off on a solo, and lead guitar trusts the bass to keep the beat. So when you come back and you're doing the main number again, that the bass guitarist can pick back up and roll with it and know what the number is, and you just keep going, you finish the song. Nikki also works really well as a lead guitar. So that means when she's doing an interview, she knows what she wants to talk to the coach about. I can talk to the producer, figure out where we're going next on the roadmap, that we really don't know where we're going until we have that hand signal talk and talk in my ear. So Nikki is a fantastic two-way. She's a multi-tool player. Hannah Gooden's a great multi-tool player as well. But this postseason, that's what we're getting, and it's been a fantastic. There's a lot of folks behind the scenes that don't get any credit at all, and they're fantastic at what they do.
That's awesome, man. And I thoroughly enjoy and keep up with all the news and notes around the state from that show, John. But let's talk about 2A classification. You mentioned Sumter County. I was at that Sumter County Carver game. It was a water bowl that lived up to the expectations and the hype. Everybody was watching it. And I think we're going to be potentially getting a rematch, but we cannot look past an actual rematch, which is Burke County and Carver. What's your expectations of last year's state championship game that Carver dominated?
Whatever people are telling you about the number of points that might be scored, I would say perhaps exceed that number. I anticipate that there's going to be a lot of offense because Franklin Stevens, he's been to the last game of the year, a couple of different teams as an assistant and as a head coach. He knows what it means to get to the last game of the year. And when you have a team that is and I use this word in the most positive way possible, nasty, that is as nasty as Carver. And yes, Shop, I was kind of eavesdropping on your game last week as I was trying to keep up to date with what was going on with Thompson. Thompson scored, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden you sit there, fifth gear, slam it down and everything. Carver Columbus turns into Carver Columbus.
Right.
I think that if there's a great game planner late in the season, it's a guy like Franklin Stevens. I think it's going to be a great chess match with those two. But I also anticipate there's going to be a whole lot of points scored in that particular game just because of what we know from those two offenses.
Nelly, I tell you, it's been incredible, and I know that you got to get ready for another opportunity. But it's National Signing Day, for Christ's sakes. What does that mean to you?
It means that that you better have as much ink cartridges as humanly possible at your favorite institution, so those fax pages can get through, and so coaches aren't sitting there and they're going, "What is that? What does that say?" Yeah, so that's today is a day for the ink cartridge and for the Xerox man, and you make sure that also you have to make sure that folks have hung up the phone so you can transmit these facsimiles all the way through. I mean, it's odd where over time we have gone from National Signing Day, capital N, capital S, capital D, classic National Signing Day, to this is like classic Coke and new Coke. Literally, it's like we're in new Coke right now. Everybody is early December. This is your signing day. And then just the trickle-down effect that we now experience because of signing day being here, and then everybody signs here in December, and then you're waiting and you're sitting there, and it's like, okay, so who didn't sign? Who can we pick up? And so you have your Power Four, and then the Go Five, the group of fives are looking at, okay, so who didn't get signed?
Right.
Who is portaling? Who can we grab? What's the trickle-down effect? I think that, when you have signing day being what it is now, it is literally trickle-down economics. And, I mean, yesterday we saw in Division II, the great quarterback at West Florida, he's deciding he's going to the portal. Last time we saw a Division II quarterback go into the portal was a guy named Trinidad Chambliss.
Yes.
He goes from Ferris State, the number one team in Division II, to Ole Miss, and last time I checked, he did pretty well. So, you have to be more nimble these days, especially as you go from Group of Five to Division II and so on.
Yes,
and you've got to figure out, okay, what's the landscape like? Who can I grab? Who's going to fit what I want to do? And it starts today, and then this is the first domino that sets up all the others as we go toward Classic Signing Day after the first of the year.
John, I know we got about 90 seconds, but I need you to put this to bed with regards to obviously the final ruling. I know that there had been some suspensions because of some brawl, but I mean, finally they're going to play, and I want you to give us the gospel.
Well, I mean, the gospel according to John verse 1, chapter 9 through 17 is, I mean, I've probably studied more legalese and more bylaws and pored over the bylaws more than I have in the last 25 years combined in looking at this incident. It is disappointing when you have games like the one that we talk about so much, when they degrade into what happened late in the third quarter in Brunswick. It's disappointing when you have things like this happen. And, when you feel, as Gainesville did, when you feel as aggrieved as they do, they felt like they had to continue to walk down the road and of legal discourse and go into that aisle of the store. And in addition to what they were forced to discuss with the GHSA. And I think at the end of the day, the GHSA was looking at the landscape. Gainesville was looking at the landscape. You end up with the end result and the decision that's there. But I think at the end of the day, for folks like us, it's like, we're glad it's resolved. I know that there were some other teams in the classification that are sitting there going, we'd like to play, and now they got pushed back and the schedule gets reoriented. I think it's going to be a challenge for everyone in the class to figure out, okay, how to reorient ourselves? How do we regain focus and those kinds of things? We have the first step in this coming up this Friday, but the left-hand side of the bracket is going to be sitting and watching. And so I want to see how the left-hand side of the bracket is affected by what has been going on with the right-hand side of the bracket and with what hasn't been going on with the right-hand side of the bracket. So now bottom line is everybody is getting back to it. Schedule's going to be disjointed a little bit. The championship games have been flipped just to make sure that you can go ahead and play. And so the 5A and the 6A games are now flipped. So 6A is Tuesday, 5A is Wednesday championship week. How do these teams respond now that everything is put to bed and we now just get to focus on the stuff on the field?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, GPB Sports very own John Nelly Nelson. Thank you so much, man, and have a great rest of your morning.
That's how you do it.
You got it, my friend. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. That's him.
I love Nelly.
Absolutely. And there's not one better. All right, let's go ahead and take our final break of the day. You're watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Stay tuned. More local and national sports coverage next on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Your Wedding, presented by PMB Broadcasting, is Columbus's most complete bridal show. Join us January 11th from 1 to 4 at the Columbus Ironworks on Front Avenue. This is the perfect opportunity for brides in the area to plan their entire wedding in one day, in one location. You and your bridal party will have exclusive access to the best services in the wedding industry, including DJs, cakes, florists, hotels, travel agents, photographers, and so much more. Want to be a vendor? Contact PMB Broadcasting at 706-327-1217.
Let's have some straight talk. Are you sick of being trapped in a title pond or just need a loan? Call 1-800-NEW-RATE. If you're in a title pond trap, we can get you out. We save you thousands in interest. We lower your payments, possibly cut your payments in half, and you get up to $1,000 in extra cash. That's $1,000 extra cash, and your first payment's not due for up to 45 days. Call 1-800-NEW-RATE at 1-800-899-6669. It's fast, it's easy, and you can get approved right over the phone and get your check today. Do you need to pay off that high-interest title pond loan? Then call right now to 1-800-899-6669. Call 1-800-NEW-RATE at 1-800-899-6669. Did I mention you can get up to $1,000 in extra cash? That's 1-800-NEW-RATE. Get approved right over the phone and get your check today. Call now to 1-800-899-6669. Motors Acceptance Corporation. Doing business as 1-800-NEW-RATE. Georgia Installment Lender License. NMLS number 1943997.
Find the most wonderful gifts at Macy's Friends and Family Sale with incredible deals on our best brands like Donna Karan, Avec La Fille, Calvin Klein, and more, all at 30% off. Plus, take 15% off beauty and fragrance from Lancôme, Clinique, and Yves Saint Laurent. Or Star Rewards members can earn $20 in Star Money for every $100 spent on eligible brands. Going on now, only at Macy's Friends and Family Sale. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Now back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Here's Denver Broncos 1987 AFC champion DJ Jones and Thrift
Welcome back to the final segment of the Sports Visions morning show. DJ Jones, Thrift Barringer. It's Wednesday, which means it's hump day. Man, I tell you what.
I had to change it up. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Let it do it, man. You know, you can't do no wrong when you're doing
Young
Christmas.
DJ.
Hey!
Just got a fresh fade, earrings in, smell good
Yeah.
on. DJ.
Boys to me.
DJ Jones.
Wearing that fruit from Frat
Fruit,
Boucher.
ain't no doubt.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it, man. What a terrific show today, man.
Awesome.
I tell you what, Nelly is he's a piece of work, man. He is an incredible guy. And of course, the great coaches over at Rothschild and Aaron Cohn and Cory West and Chris Stalin, man. That kickoff again tonight will be at 6 o'clock.
Yes, it will be 6 o'clock. We'll try to do a little pregame action around 5:45, but 6 o'clock, Otis Spencer Stadium, Aaron Cohn and Rothschild.
Coach T-Flo going to join you in the booth.
We're going to have T-Flo. Coach Flo's been.
I can't say it.
I can't wait to see him tonight because I know he is going to do a great job at it, but he's been covering them the whole season. He's been doing regular season games. He understands it. There's not a better person to be an advocate and a contributor in the middle school than Coach Terrence Flowers. Look forward to being there tonight with CGY.
Absolutely. And also, Coach Justin Hale, of course, he is the new athletic director with Columbus State University. We had him on. It was great to get him introduced to the Sports Visions Nation, and he's off to a fine start.
Yeah, he is, man. He's done an amazing job, and looking forward to building our relationship with Justin, having him on many more times.
Many more times indeed. Well, you know what? As far as Georgia, Alabama Sports Live and what you guys got going on today, tomorrow, and the next day, you might as well tell them through.
Yeah, so tonight, Middle School Championship, also Pacelli Coaches Show. Tomorrow, we got Central and Smith Station Wrestling. We have CVCC Boys and Girls Basketball. And then Brookstone Coaches Show on Friday. 5 events. Brookstone Chatco Basketball, Eufaula Glenwood Basketball, Arlington Christian Calvary Basketball, and Russell County Smith Station Basketball. Plus, Carver, Burke County will have pregame. We'll have live coverage there. And then, of course, we will be broadcasting it on the NFHS network. So excited. And then on Saturday, Tatnall at Calvary basketball and King of the County wrestling. That's going to have pretty much every school in this area that has a wrestling program will be in that King of the County tournament. Goes on all day. We'll be doing the championships that night.
Well, we already know that Pacelli has won a state championship with flag football. Did I tell you that Central is going up against Vestavia Hills and possibly could bring home another state championship?
And Opelika is also playing in a state championship.
But I'm talking about today.
Yeah, but today too, cheering on them. And then tomorrow, DJ, we got Columbus and Harris County both hosting. Shaw and Jordan and Carver will be on the road, but they're playing in the playoffs. So we're going to be cheering on those programs. And the Columbus will be at Otis Spencer Stadium. Harris County will be hosting at their field. So we hope both those teams win their first and second round and make it to next week. And we are cheering on Central, trying to go for 57 in a row.
57 in a row, man. 2 state champions. And of course, last year, Central won the national championship. Am I correct?
Yeah, and he's trying to go back to back. Right now, they are the premier flag football program in our area and in the country.
In America. Is that something?
Can you believe that?
Unfreaking believable. All right, Thrift, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the call tonight. Rothschild and Aaron Cohn. For the middle school state championship. I tell you what, it was great talking to Coach Stalin and Coach West. And I tell you, on behalf of, you hear the music, you know what that means. That's going to do it for this edition of the Sports Visions Morning Show. On behalf of Thrift Barringer, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball.
Yeah, I find you, I give you all you need. I know what you like.
You've been listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. Brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. This is Sports Visions 92.1.
I need to give it all. I try to live, but I can't. I don't know why you're the one. Turn me out of my mind.